It's Christmas!
Hey, yeah, Christmas time, it's Christmas, Santa's coming here, oh.
Christmas time
even
and the
though
holidays.
you have no mommy or daddy.
Christmas time in
Is
the city.
here.
Isn't that a song? It goes, it's Christmas in the city.
Well, I don't know, but yeah, it's officially December, and we're recording this on December 2nd? 3rd.
December
3rd.
the 3rd.
Christmas caroling, Christmas caroling, Christmas caroling.
On December 3rd.
Oh, yeah.
Whoa.
So what's up, Jake? What's up? What's happening?
Nothing.
Sitting in a comfortable chair?
I'm sitting, well, it's not a chair.
You're...
It's a waterbed.
Oh.
No, it's not a waterbed.
Back in the 70s.
But I remember waterbeds were popular.
Oh, they were in the 70s, yeah.
Yeah.
That's when Star Wars came out.
Oh, Star Wars. Let's go right in.
But it's Christmas, you know, bring out your holiday cheer, take out the lights, put a Christmas tree down there like a drunk man. Let's put a Christmas tree inside the house. That was a very good skit by, stand-up routine by Jim Gaffigan, wasn't it?
Don't remember.
Christmas sounds like the talkings of a drunk guy.
Grab a tree.
Put it in the house, decorate it.
What's he
Let's put lights.
How's
Yeah.
he again?
Let's put lights outside.
How's he that voice? He's crazy.
He's crazy. I don't even like trees.
Hot pockets.
Yeah. If anybody you don't know Jim Gaffigan, I think you should just go YouTube and listen to some of those. They're pretty funny. Drew Vosberg, our friend, he introduced him to us, and he has the same humor as Drew does.
That is true.
And
I think
that's
the
why
best one from him is the Beyond the Pale. I think it's on YouTube.
That whole thing? Yeah.
Yeah, that's a good one. It's a funny observational comedy.
Yeah.
Session stand-up sesh.
Good old stand-up sesh.
Cool, man.
Cool.
So,
Well, you know what? We don't really have much to talk about otherwise.
No, we don't
Just that it's
really.
Christmas, and we're not going to be interrupted by certain movies like we did last year.
yes.
And we're going to go full-fledged. Look, I got a Christmas song at the end of this episode, and it's on, man. More Christmas time. Jolly Holly Dolly Molly Christmas.
Jolly Holly Christmas.
Jolly Holly Christmas.
Oh, perfect. No, I think, we don't have much
We're going to watch
say
Christmas songs.
at the beginning.
We're going to watch
but
Christmas
we
songs.
do.
We're going to watch Christmas movies with our friend Danny.
Yeah, that's true.
He hasn't seen two
Classic Christmas
modern
movies.
classics. I always call them modern classics. I can't say classics.
The modern classics are...
Die Hard, Die Hard. Do, 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 do. Remember when we first met John McClane? Our gal picked him up from the plane and took him down to
again,
Nakatomi
with the bad
Tower.
harmonies, always.
You were good. You were doing great.
No, I went, oh,
Okay,
bleh.
to meet with Holly, he came to get her back and
Oh,
to
the
be
guitar.
her man. But Hans and his buddies up the plan, and that's about where everything went sour at the Christmas party. And the terrorists were overzealous, but it was sweet when they killed Alice. And with a little fights and gunplay, John McClane kicked it.
There you go. So,
Die hard, die hard, die hard, die hard.
the
Welcome
modern
to the party,
classic
pal.
is Die Hard.
Yes,
And the next
he
Christmas
hasn't seen
movie-
that film.
That's
And
crazy.
now that he listens to this podcast, he already heard most of the plot that I said.
That's crazy, though. What about the second film? What's the second film?
Die Hard 2. Die Harder. I don't want to watch it again. It's directed by Rennie Harlan.
You mean with Naked Switch the Channel Man?
and Grow a Pair. Naked Switch the Channel Man. Oh, man. I remember Naked Switch the Channel Man. Oh, yeah. Oh, maybe I should speak a little bit farther from the microphone.
Yeah, I think it sounds a little better.
So I don't sound like I'm always in someone's face.
Yeah.
Right. Well, I can try.
I'm back. I'm good. I'm
You-
cool.
Yeah, you got the best water bed.
It's
Desk.
golden. So, I was gonna say, we should watch the third one.
Die Hard with a Vengeance. With Samuel Jackson.
We're skipping the second one.
We're not watching any of them. We're just watching the first.
I want to watch the
The
first
best.
and the third. First and the third.
If you really want to watch the third. I like the third.
Why not? It could be fun. Haven't seen it in a long time.
With Samuel Jackson.
No, what's the second movie?
Did you know it used to
didn't we-
be
you said,
all
you
these
said
movies?
2 Christmas films? Didn't you say that?
Yes,
Yeah.
and then Danny didn't
What's the
watch
second one?
Gremlins.
Oh, Gremlins. Yes.
Oh, it's one of my favorite films as a child, and I still like it. It's a great movie. I like it a lot. It's so funny. It's spooky, it's scary, and it's got a great concept with the Gremlins. Joe Dante directing. I mean, he did that's his Hallmark film. That's the movie everybody knows him for him about him for.
That sounds about right. Sounds about right. And the second one is a spoof on itself.
How does it? How does Stripe? Like Gremlins with the voice of Frank Welker, the amazing voice man.
I think you're doing the mic thing where you're going closer again.
Frank Welker, the amazing voice man.
Yeah, he's amazing. He's an amazing voice man.
How does he does like? I don't remember how. I used to know. It's just so hard to remember.
Okay, so we're gathered here today for a special occasion. This occasion is the 6th installment of our series entitled Parsecs to Episode 7.
Yeah, we're on our last Parsec.
And this is the final installment of said series.
Because the next one, well, the final one is
Oh, you're right. This isn't the last installment. This is the last installment of the already released films.
Yeah.
At this time.
December 3rd,
But if you're listening to this later, Episode 7 has already been released, and we already did a special podcast extravaganza for Episode 7.
It was so great when I put it...
climax to Parsecs to Episode 7. Mm-hmm. But here we are on the 6th installment. What's that word before you get to the last one?
Semifinal.
There you go, the semifinal installment.
Piece of the puzzle.
So welcome.
Thank you. I'm glad to be here, Jacob. But we were just in the store the other day.
Yep.
The other day, a few hours ago.
You're not wrong there.
And I made a comment I don't usually make. And I'm just like, don't you feel like the Star Wars stuff is going a little too far?
No.
I'm
disagree with you there.
Someone said,
Oops.
Someone said on some forums,
yeah,
they just were talking about the hype compared to Episode 1, and someone said that the hype for Episode 7 is 1/10 of the hype of Episode 1.
Interesting.
So I'm assuming
that's plausible.
It was quite strong.
I mean, Episode 1 was after
the Holy Trilogy.
Calculate that will be
20 years after Episode.
Roughly 20 years, give or take.
25 years. 25.
What are you talking about? 83 to 93 is 10. 93 to 2003 is 20. What are you talking about?
2003?
No, I said 83 to 93 is 10.
Yeah.
And then you go forward.
5.
3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. That's 6. So 16 years.
Oh, not 26. What am I talking about?
16 years after
Return of the Jedi.
So, I mean, that, obviously a considerable
My math was so wrong.
25. A much larger span of time than the... Actually, what am I talking about? It's the same amount of time.
Almost.
Oh, no. Well, 2005 was the last.
So it's 10. It's good round number.
Jubilee 10. No, I don't know. I mean, I don't know what to say about the hype thing. I just
felt like when I was looking through all the toys and stuff, it was just so hard to look at because then we saw lightsaber toothpicks.
Yeah. I think it's fun.
Candlestick holders. Like
Why
candlestick.
Not? This is the way I look at it, right? There's not that many things out there that have been released that have such a big significance like Star Wars.
But it didn't have such a significance here in Europe.
Oh, you're talking about Europe?
Like when we're visiting Europe, which we did today.
Well, that gets into the entire discussion of globalization and the influence of countries like America.
What do they call it? They call it...
The world is a smaller place now.
No, the world's just the same. There's just less in it.
Or more in it.
There's just less in it.
What are you looking for, a word?
I'm looking for... It's called something. It's called...
Right. I think there is a word for that. Like the world's turning into a giant neighborhood.
Yeah.
I mean, there's a lot of aspects.
Glocalization.
Localization?
Glocalization.
Oh, glocalization. Interesting.
Yeah. And that's Star Wars.
I mean, that's what's happening, definitely.
Star Wars is probably the number one glocalized.
Mm-hmm. I mean,
product.
Yeah. I mean, there's
which is unfair
various
because
ways to look at that, I think.
I want to make a Star Wars movie then. So I can be part of the glocal crew.
While saying...
I'll be your friendly
While not liking the glocalization.
Well, yeah. But
See,
you
can't
be
careful there.
If you can't join them... Wait, if that's not how it goes. If you can't beat them, join them.
Join them.
Just for one reason. Reap the benefits.
Reap the benefits and then say, localization is great.
And then go away.
Unless I'm not doing it. No, I think it's okay, dude. I mean, like, maybe you're reading into it too much. Just think about it like, there's not that many things out there that are so big. And, why not? I mean, like, think about it. There's a bunch of Star Wars stuff all around, and regardless of what you think about any ideas of what the new Star Wars film is going to come out, I mean, there's stuff to look at. You go to the store, it's like, oh, look, there's Star Wars.
There's a new Star Wars thing, yeah.
Yeah, it's like, there's a new thing coming out, awesome,
Just makes you wonder what we're going to talk about in 2 years' time when Avatar 2 comes out.
You mean by that time they'll have decided, you know what, let's not release Avatar. I'm just kidding. They probably will, but who cares, I don't know. I think that's not really that interesting, to talk about. Because
I just felt...
we end up then being in the thing that we read about recently, which is basically, commenting and speculating on things that we have so little knowledge of, that it ends up just being a bunch of, blabbering on about things that are not that really special or important.
Well, I mean, I'm just wondering if Avatar 2 and 3 and then 4 will be the next localized #1.
I don't know. Maybe.
Yeah. It's
who knows?
It's kind of irrelevant talking about
that's what I'm saying. Like, who knows? Whatever. Maybe
just
not.
like people talking about their predictions for episode 7.
I think it's the same thing.
Hey,
it's the same
speaking of
category.
episode 7, I know nothing. I have known nothing since the summer when I saw the last trailer.
One thing I do know is that there is a Star Wars toy lightsaber of that guy's lightsaber.
Yeah,
that has
Kylo Ren.
Flames. Oh, he has a name. You told me. Yeah, that's right.
Yeah,
didn't know that.
And kids are playing around with.
All I know is that
even though no one who knows who they are.
Palpatine. Sheev. Oh, do you know what we can link? Yes, we can link this guy.
What? Who?
Remember, Danny, our friend, linked us.
Which
you found earlier.
Yeah,
too,
I found it earlier.
But it doesn't matter. The finding thing is important.
Not as a video, but as an article.
You found the text post on Reddit,
and then
which was
2 days later,
hilarious. And then Danny's like, the video, and the video is also hilarious. I mean, I love that stuff because it's great.
Well, you find it funny, just like Peter
I find
Jackson,
it funny,
just like Peter Jackson's video.
Yes, exactly.
Which was hilarious. It
was
great.
hilarious, and I love the Silmarillion book on the desk. It's hilarious. I love it. Messing with people, it's great.
Yeah,
that's the same thing with Jar Jar Binks. It's awesome. You'll see the video, and we'll link it, and you will know the true power of
the dark side.
Binks.
You'll know the true power.
It's a good joke, I think.
Of the dark side.
All right, so officially starting at 17 minutes, 18 minutes, perfect timing.
All right.
To get into the goods.
All right, so this is our last movie, and I wanted to do this in November, but we never did have time, didn't feel like it, and then 2 days came over.
It's okay, we're doing it right before the new one comes out. Right before the episode or 7.
So let's just go to Return of the Jedi, which used to be called Revenge of the Jedi.
And you thought it was the Revenge.
I thought it was the Return of the Jedi. And I'm looking at the poster, and it's Return of the Jedi. So this is coming out at the heels 3 years after episode 5, which is The Empire Strikes Back. Now, that was a great movie. I thoroughly enjoyed watching that movie.
Absolutely,
everything going on in that film. You should listen to our review. It's really long and really fun, I think.
You should, because it's a great film.
Yeah.
Empire Strikes Back.
And
arguably
now,
the best.
What do you think people would possibly be expecting for this third, the end?
That's a good
Everybody
question.
knew that it was going to be the last one.
I wonder what people are expecting.
Concerning the adventures of Luke Skywalker.
I would try to think and put myself in someone's shoes back in the day, or pretend like I lived back then. I think when approaching a third film of any kind of franchise, or series rather, is that, especially if the second one was better than the first one, you do realize that you're kind of at the end of the series. You kind of want to see how it's going to be concluded. Don't know how it could be concluded. So there's that curiosity there.
Well, yeah,
And at the same time, I think a good series should let you accept that this is the last time you're seeing the characters. This is the final showdown. Yeah, and so it's kind of a bittersweet thing, I think, with any kind of good series. That it should be, there's a good feeling that it's the last time. And it's interesting because when we were watching we'll get to this later, but when we were watching the movie, I felt that, in a sense, yeah, you get that sense that this is the final time. Mm-hmm. I'm repeating myself 50 times. Well, but that's okay. Let's keep going.
I can help you out there, man.
All right.
Well, so when we watched that, we started watching it, and I wanted to make it feel like it's the last movie, and I don't know what's going on. I just saw episode 4 and 5, and we'll see what this, how could you possibly top Empire Strikes Back?
That's the question, really. Or can you even top? Can you even top it?
Things have been waited, and at the end of Empire Strikes Back, Luke says, "I'll meet you on Rendezvous Point at Tatooine." You got it, old buddy.
That's right.
I took Han's clothes.
He's got 5 pair of them.
Let's rescue Han. Of them. With that, the movie begins. Episode 6, The Return. Just Return of the Jedi, which used to be Revenge of the Jedi. Did I mention that already? I think I did.
Mm-hmm.
So, the opening crawl shows up, and it's all about Luke Skywalker returning to his home planet of Tatooine. And they're all here to rescue Han. Right?
Correct. Because the last time we saw Han, poor guy.
Frozen in
carbonite. Gone, out for the count, but not dead.
And
in
now,
hibernation.
Yeah, and who knows where these people are. We just hear that Luke is going to Tatooine to help and try to get Han out of this situation.
There's also
from the clutches of the vile Jabba the Hutt.
Yes.
We've never seen him before. We've heard of him for the past 2 films since 1977. So that's about 6 years? 6 years.
Yeah.
And who knows what he would look like? He's just Jabba the Hutt. I wonder what all the theories would have been circling around the fan mail and conventions and magazines and Bantha tracks and all that kind of stuff. But little does Luke know that the Galactic Empire has secretly begun construction of a new armored space station even more powerful than the first dreaded Death Star. Now, what? What were you thinking, Jacob? Even more powerful, a new weapon, more powerful than the first Death Star. So it's already starting to feel a little bit like the first film.
Good point.
And then, of course, the last thing says that when it's completed, the ultimate weapon will spell certain doom for the small band of rebels struggling to restore freedom to the galaxy.
So I was thinking, what if we do this for this time? Is that instead of going like we did before, obviously scene by scene, but let's try to just recall kind of locations and what happened at these locations. That sounds interesting because we can just remember basically everything that happened. We don't have to go so much through the story, but we can comment on what our feelings were watching these scenes and these locations.
Okay, well, I'll try, but I have to say that I'll tell you my thoughts.
I know, but I'm saying, like, instead of going like we did last time, strictly through everything, maybe this might be a little more interesting.
And, okay, well, let's try it. So,
let's try it.
The picture pans down in space, and there it is, under construction, another Death Star. Bit disappointing. They said it was a new battle station, and it is, technically speaking, it's new, but...
exactly the same design.
Yeah.
Pull out those blueprints, please.
Yes.
Yes, well, I think we'll use these.
Sir, don't you want to design something new?
Lord Vader has a strict deadline. I believe we must meet this deadline,
the
otherwise
Emperor
we'll die.
The Emperor likes these designs. The Death Tickle.
No, Lord Palpatine has his favorite designer, Sheev.
Who is this Sheev? I don't know.
Palpatine took Sheev's name. The designer Sheev, one of the most well-known designers in the galaxy. Sheev took his name.
Oh, so that's not his real name.
No.
Just like James Bond is a code name.
James Bond is a code name. I think it should be.
That's so good. That's such a good idea.
I always thought that this was common knowledge. Everyone knew that James Bond is a code name. Who in their right mind would give out their real name as a secret agent? Apparently not James Bond.
Best agent ever. Best
or apparently James
secrecy.
Bond. That's what I want to say. Not the not.
Oh,
okay.
No. So the Death Star, there we see the Death Star, and then we see a planet underneath, and then we see from above, just like Episode 4, the original Star Wars, a Star Destroyer goes down.
Harken back.
Yeah. There's a lot of different
There
motifs,
is.
visual similarities, poetry, rhymes to the first one.
Well, we'll get into
But
that.
this time,
There's quite
the
a few
Emperor.
first one
This time, there's
references.
not an action scene. It's just a somber opening to a shuttle, an Imperial shuttle going into the Death Star. And they need a code clearance, and they get in. Bunch of troopers waiting in the dock. And now we're, again, harkening back to the first movie because we see shots that are very similar of the shuttle traveling into one of the docking bays, and we see what we've seen in the first film, but just, it's just the Empire now. The officers are there. Who's going to be coming out of this shuttle?
Hey, this is interesting. Death Star was totally gone in Empire. I mean, this is obvious. This is obvious, but I mean, if you think about it, we haven't seen the Death Star in a long time.
That's why we're seeing all these places that we've known from the first movie.
Yeah, that is interesting.
But this time after the drama that was Empire Strikes Back. So hey, dun 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 dun.
In this scene, we are introducing. We just see Vader. This is a reintroducing of Vader in this film.
And now we have a new outlook of this Vader.
right, because we're seeing it from his perspective.
Well, I wanted to
In a
say,
way.
because we've known all the knowledge from episode 5.
Ah, of course.
Is he his father?
Of course. That is the question here, is that now we've heard this, now we'll have to have it confirmed in the movie at some point. Or not confirmed. We will find out.
And he wants the...
And the work is not going as planned. It's not as fast as it was supposed to be.
Vader is not
I
happy.
assure you it's going as operational. It's as planned.
When the Emperor comes here...
The Emperor's coming here?
Yeah.
From here, Holmes.
And it's like, wow, the Emperor is coming.
First time we're hearing about the Emperor.
Personally oversee the finishing construction of this battle station.
And of course, I have to say that Darth Vader's voice
And you better be
got a
keeping
lot
to the
lower
blueprints.
than it used to be. I don't know, maybe Empire Strikes Back, maybe they're the same, but
I think,
compared to episode 4,
he got a little older, so
James Earl Jones,
voice drop.
yeah. And he just majestic. What a beautiful design of the entire Vader suit.
Would you say this is the prime?
That and Empire, both of those are pretty much the
But
same.
not 4.
No, I don't like 4 very much.
4 is like a matte
Yeah.
finish.
You are part of a rebel alliance and a traitor. Take away.
I'm just talking about the suit, though, but
Yeah.
yes.
And he sounded like Mufasa in this one, like a little bit. Anyway, he's coming. He's like, "Oh, we shall double our efforts." Dun 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 dun.
Okay, so let's do this.
dun.
Let's do little mini reviews.
All right.
What did you think of this opening scene? What did you think as an opener for the film? What did you feel?
Well,
what did you
from the
feel?
beginning, I already felt that they're not. It doesn't feel like something big is happening, as I thought it would be, because I thought always ending parts, the third parts, always should feel like something big is brewing, and it just felt like
Get a new Star Destroyer. Get a new Death Star and...
Let's go.
yeah.
That's the funny thing, though, with third films, usually, is that sometimes I think that whether they would like to or not, they might, in a sense, suffer the effect of if the second film was really good. In a way, the bar is set very high. And so when you're watching the third, it's almost as if you wonder whether the third can even live up to the standards.
Well, the
of
third
second one.
it can't even,
You know,
lost the ability to can
even live up to
even-
the standards of the second film.
I know.
So that's always that kind of lingering thought,
I think that's
whether
always
you
what
like
the
it or not.
filmmakers are
And so
thinking
with
when
any kind of
making
third
it.
film, that comes to mind, and especially in Return of the Jedi, I do get that overall
Return of the
feeling.
Jedi.
And so, like you're mentioning in this first opening sequence, there isn't any kind of huge threat that we're aware of. I mean, the Emperor,
Well, Death Star, sure.
Death Star, and the Emperor, but these are things we've already seen, like the Death Star, except for the Emperor. We
And
haven't
in like
seen him
4
yet.
minutes flat, we just do a nice little
And
Star
we're
Wars
used to
wipe.
these things. I mean, for instance, like in Empire, we're introduced to new conflicts with the characters, and so far, we've seen things that we're used to, I think.
We've seen things.
So let's go to the next scene.
Well, the next scene is, of course, directly thundering into action with 3PO and R2 on Tatooine. Another little reference to the first film.
Yeah.
And they're just looking at this big, giant space palace.
Oh, right, of course. Yeah,
Right,
R2 and
Tatooine.
C-3PO.
Oh, Han Solo never got out of this awful place. I just... You remember that?
Mhm.
And they're walking to Jabba's palace, I guess. That's all we know from the intro. And, kind of brisk. It's kind of brisk. It's like I would have appreciated some introductions or some way we could see C-3PO getting dropped off, walking somewhere, or doing something. But no, it's just kind of fast.
We kind of get
That's
into...
kind of the general feeling I felt throughout the entire movie. It kind of felt
The plot just kind of wants to keep moving.
but not in a satisfactory fashion.
Maybe more of a mechanical fashion,
Yeah.
if we could say.
And they get to the big gates. He knocks at the door, and then Wizard of Oz little eyeball.
You mean the navigator?
Just go to the navigator.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Good. Yeah.
Do Jabba the Hutt?
It's a wonky? Oh.
Oh, I guess so. Whatever. And R2's like, and the gates open, and R2 just goes in because he's R2. He ain't scared. He's like the honey badger of the galaxy.
He's pretty cool, honestly.
He don't care.
I mean, R2 is
Fearless, brave,
the
bold.
ultimate hacker of the universe.
savior of the episode 5
Oh, yes.
turmoil.
Art is cool, though. I like art, too. It's funny that C-3PO would have been programmed to... Well, I guess he is kind of a humanoid.
Humanoid, Tim. Humanoid.
So he has some fears programmed in
Yes,
him.
yes.
But the thing, I don't look at it that way. That's the funny thing about Star Wars. Is I don't look at it in this kind of
Science fiction.
No, I don't. I really don't.
It's
so
not
when I
science
think
fiction.
of C-3PO, I don't think like...
He's a
okay,
machine.
I was talking right now
Like
about
programming,
that.
right?
Yeah, I don't...
You don't.
I mean, sometimes I do, but I think generally that I don't take Star Wars like that. It's
No.
the C-3PO is, for all intents and purposes, equal to the human characters
Yeah.
in that he is. You
Well,
kind
you know,
of you allow it
R2-D2
to you
almost
allow
as
yeah,
well.
You allow every character almost to take on a
Character.
more than
Yeah. A
their-
relatable character, I guess.
exactly, and that's the kind of magical element of the Star Wars theory of the Star Wars series,
Mhm.
which is a very cool thing.
Yeah. That's
think.
space opera and fantasy. It's,
Exactly.
The Hero's Journey, Man with 1,000 Faces, Joseph Campo.
Precisely.
Anyway,
Really, Joseph Campbell. He wrote a lot of stuff.
yeah.
I have to check that out.
George Lucas's archetypes were very based on.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Okay, so
So the gates open and C-3PO is a little bit jittery, but R2 just goes in. He don't care.
yeah,
Wait for me! And then he goes in. The gates close behind him. We see some weird spider brain robot behind,
scary.
which I did some research on when I was a child. On the in the big encyclopedias, there's some kind of priest sect that put themselves inside. They put their brains inside some spider bodies.
That is scary.
That's so weird, and they're just in the background.
Wow.
Yeah, Star Wars. Wikipedia.
Wikipedia has
Verkles.
everything.
Verkles.
I love Verkles.
We'll continue with the Verkles later.
Oh, the mystery of the Verkles will be revealed.
It will be revealed. And they get stopped by Gamorrean guards. Pigs. The pig guards.
Piggy pigs.
And then the Twi'lek, Big Bib Fortuna shows up. Hey, you want a wanga?
Jabba no bada.
Yeah, hey, Jabba no bada.
I always remember him.
He looks great.
Watching the VHS.
His scary.
Always remember him.
That's one thing. That's our first movie. I watched.
That's
Return of
right.
the
That's
Jedi
why I remember
first.
him so well.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was very interesting.
So yeah, we watched it first, and
R2 and C-3PO are on some kind of a mission. We don't really know. We know that they're trying to save
yeah,
Han, but we're not sure what's going on
No.
here and how they're going to go about that. And they get themselves into Jabba's palace. Eventually, what's his name?
And we-
Babadook. What's his name?
Babadook. What?
What's his name?
Bib Fortuna.
Bib Fortuna
Old Bib.
ultimately decides to let him in because
Takes
they
them.
say that we
Yeah.
have to be presented to Jabba. And he goes, okay, you'll be presented to Jabba.
Yeah.
We're inside
His
of
great
Jabba's
eyes.
palace. This is reminding us
Well, here we
already
are.
of Episode 4 in the cantina.
Yes, they walked in and
Very
it looked
similar.
exactly like the framing, the setup, the whole thing was
Yeah?
well. This it looked like it was from the cantina sequence.
Yeah, I'm saying
the
it's
frame.
harking back this similar music. Obviously, Jabba was...
And he's here.
We were reminded because Han met Greedo
Yeah,
with dealings with
talking
Jabba.
about Jabba, and he was talking about how he has to go and repay Jabba after
Exactly.
Exactly. After their talk on the Yavin before the Forest Moon of Yavin. It's not Yavin.
Yes, I know. Force
And he said, I got to go repay Jabba. Remember?
Exactly. So I'm saying we're being reminded of all
Yeah.
these things we've seen before.
And then in the second one, it's all about Jabba.
Second one?
The second one, he's Empire Strikes Back.
Not really. What do you mean?
Like he's always like, I gotta repay Jabba. Blah, 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 and then
Oh, right. Like that's Han's, the thing that follows him around through all the films.
yeah.
And
Okay, so
we're in this cantina party land of Jabba's terrible palace.
Bum, 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 ba-da-dum. Ba-da-da-da-da-da-dum. Bum, ba-dum, ba-dum, bum, bum, ba-dum,
Okay, and then the
ba-dum,
first thing that
bum,
happens
bum,
is that
ba-da-dum.
the droids are taken in.
Wait, guys,
What?
dude, Jabba is revealed.
Okay, yeah, we revealed them.
But that's exactly my point with Return of the Jedi. It doesn't have
the momentum?
like showing Jabba is here. He's here. This is Jabba. And then like you could see like a tail in the shadows or something like that from the foreground, and he's like,
Oh, Jabba.
Jabba. And then we see. No, it's just kind of cuts, and then you just see him smoking a pipe, going,
Yeah. I guess if you weren't even looking for him, you might have missed him.
and that's Jabba. There we go. There he is. Big old slime monster.
Yeah.
Like Sidney Greenstreet.
Who's that?
He's an actor who was in Maltese Falcon and Casablanca.
Okay.
Wears a fez in Casablanca. We should watch Maltese Falcon. I really
Okay.
want to watch it again.
Yeah, I see what you're saying, definitely. But after Jabba is quote unquote revealed, we move on to the
scared
droids being taken in. And
Well,
this is kind of
first, no, you missed the entire part where C-3PO says, "We are here to present a message."
Oh, of course.
Message? What message?
Of course.
The message you're carrying in your rusty innards.
This I remember as well. Very well.
And Jabba's a gangster. He's a warlord.
Dude, Jabba is...
He looks
I
like
hate
he
Jabba.
owns all of
I
Tatooine.
hate him. He has so much stuff in his palace, and
He has so many
everyone's
crooks and criminals.
enslaved for him, and dealings, under the table with all these crooks, and
Yeah.
who knows what goes on in his mind.
And, yeah, there we go.
And
so,
who's on the projector? Oh,
yeah. And then R2 shows him the message that they were apparently here to deliver.
Ground Runner
Loke Ground Runner.
is here.
Here he is. And he looks different, more somber.
Definitely more somber, matured. It's a surprising
like-
change. I mean, even from the Empire Luke we saw.
Yeah.
The Empire Luke was struggling. He was facing some tough stuff. But here we see this man, this Luke is a changed Luke.
Yeah.
This Luke is focused, is calm, on a mission.
Yeah. And this is just from the hologram.
Exactly. Which
And
has a lot,
he's-
though.
Yeah,
I
yeah,
think.
yeah, yeah.
And he's here to offer Jabba a deal.
Yeah.
I'll give you some presents.
Yeah. Here, take these 2 droids.
I'll give you these 2 droids.
What? What?
I'll pay you. I think he says to pay him. I can't remember. But then he says, but listen, buddy, I need Han Solo. All right? He says, I'm warning you. Maybe. I can't remember.
I don't remember.
Not on the hologram. In the hologram, I think he's pretty nice. He's just like, gonna need Han Solo.
Yeah, yeah.
And I need hear there's some droids in the meantime as gifts. And Jabba's like, ha, 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 blah, blah, blah. And he's like, okay. And then Jabba takes the droids over.
And we go
We
inside
have a
the
little scene
dungeons.
of the dungeons.
Well, we have some rats. Just rats. They're not
Space
womp
rats.
rats. They're space rats, but they're rats. And then there's some space slugs. And there's like a little tentacle that comes out and grabs C-3PO. I like this scene because it's goofy and it's scary. And then we get to the droid. I love this droid. You are a protocol droid, are you not?
Yeah, that's interesting. I was thinking
You're a feisty
when I was
little
watching
one,
the scene, I was
but you'll soon
wondering.
learn some respect.
I was wondering that this.
And then Bert's voice. No. That's so stupid.
I know
Okay,
it's
go.
good, but it's Star Warsy. But it's funny that this scene. I was thinking about it, and I don't think we've ever seen
Droids
a
talking to
droid
droids?
like that. Yeah, droids talk to droids, but a droid like that having so much screen time. I mean, he had like a pretty long
Yeah,
scene
yeah.
of that droid talking about things, and midway through, I was wondering, this. I was questioning, is this a Star Warsy thing? Like, is this a Star Warsy? But I mean, ultimately, it is. It works somehow. I don't know how. But in the middle of that,
How
you're
many
kinda
languages do
wondering-
you speak?
You're kind of wondering, like, where are we? What's going on here?
Yeah, he was a little. They taken too
because
long.
the discussion of the protocol droid and get the R2 there and blah 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 and all these little
Erase
details.
his memory.
But what was hilarious
No, it wasn't
was that droid that got executed, who was on the
Oh yeah,
Our master was displeased with the last protocol droid.
and all his limbs are attached and it's just
That made
it's
me laugh.
perfect to pen over.
yeah.
Take him and put a restraining bolt on him.
Oh, the restraining bolts. Those are.
And they're back. They're still an
back.
issue, man. It's just like power converters.
yeah.
I mean that's like on the same shelf. Power converters, restraining bolts.
There we go.
Take your pick at the stop.
Yeah.
After that, we're back at Jabba's palace, I believe.
Yeah. It kind of just plods along. I think is that when the good old song shows up.
This is the song, yeah.
Just go.
No, do.
Yeah. Tommy Iza. Max Rebo. Did you know the actual clean song? I have the instrumental, but I don't have the actual song because that's lost. Like
It's
the
gone.
the clean version of that song.
So we only have that weird kind of
We have the re-recorded, yeah, the one with the lower voiced woman going.
on the CD. Yeah. But in
Yeah.
the movie, it's the real one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cy Snoodles with the tusks and the 2 mouths.
Dude,
It's
and you
great.
can't forget the star,
Max Rebo
Max Rebo.
and his keyboard.
Yep.
The blue elephant. And behind him, Droopy McCool. The garlic-faced.
Man, I need to look up Droopy McCool. Oh, well, we'll look him up later.
Well, they're playing that song, and it's, it's better than the other one.
Mm-hmm.
We don't talk about the other one.
No.
Yeah, I mean, I still like it, but I'm glad we didn't watch that one. We'd watch the good one.
I don't have anything against the song, but It ties into that whole Star Wars editing thing.
yeah.
So,
His Twi'lek slave girl
That's
tries
right.
to run away, and he's like,
Green
ho,
lady.
ho, ho, and he presses a button, and she goes down. And we don't get to see what happens. Oh, and we hear a T-Rex noise.
so true.
Wow, what's that? There's a trap door down there, and people looking through the gate.
Yeah. And you're like, what's going on here?
Okay, that's done, and everybody's sleeping. Right? And we
No,
cut away
no.
to the beautiful shot of the palace at dusk, and we see that little bug crawling away, and the frog going,
I think you're skipping something.
and he burps like that.
I think you're skipping something, mate.
What did I skip? We see. Oh, and Boba Fett's in here too.
Yatta.
That it's coming now.
Okay.
It's night.
We also see Lando? Or no, is that later?
I don't know. It doesn't
Okay,
matter.
let's keep going.
But Boba Fett's in there, hanging out.
Boba Fett is in there. The star of the movie, Boba Fett.
Boba Fett.
So it's night? You think we come back?
Mm-hmm.
Huh, that's weird.
And then it's night. Oh no, you're right.
Yeah, man.
Crap.
That whole scene is the whole point of that scene was to introduce
Yeah.
Yotta, yotta.
little Yotta comes in.
Yotta.
What is he again?
His name's Bosch.
Bosch, but what race? Who cares?
Bounty hunter.
He's
Here,
a bounty hunter.
The great Wookiee Chewbacca.
Bosch brings in Chewbacca, and he's like, Yotta. And
Yotta,
Jabba's
yotta.
like, and then Bosch is like, Yotta.
Yotta.
And he has, and then Jabba
The gist
Hutt's
of the
like,
scene is that Bosch wants to bargain for Solo.
yeah,
Jabba isn't taken.
but
the
he gives
offer.
him Chewbacca.
Bosch goes higher offer.
Does he? Was it Solo? I don't think it was Solo. I think it just came in and just talked
No, man, I'm pretty
about
sure
Chewbacca,
No.
and he just wanted the price to get up, so he has a thermal detonator.
Okay, you're probably right. Thermal detonator, blah blah. Chewie gets sold, right?
Yeah,
Yeah, Chewie gets sold. Bosch leaves.
they put him in the dungeon,
Skip to
but
night.
Chewie's here. I mean,
Chewie's
that's
here
cool.
too. We've introduced.
So
quote,
the
unquote,
droids
Chewie.
are here, Chewie's here, and then we see Lando.
Correct. So
The
we're
only
we're
black
getting
man in the
gang
galaxy.
back together. No, it's not true. We'll
No,
find
it's
out.
not. No,
we'll
there's
find
yeah,
out
yeah,
later.
yeah.
And then
Actually, there was one in Jabba's palace as well.
really
Mhm.
okay. So anyway, this night turns
Yeah,
into night,
that's where it's night.
and then
And then it's great music.
yeah,
Good.
yeah, and then we're back to
And Bosch is sneaking around.
Bosch is sneaking around,
And
right?
he has feminine
movements.
movements. And then
we're
we're like,
wondering,
I already was thinking, yeah,
if
who
you were
else
watching
could it
this
be?
for the first time,
I feel like who else could
well,
it be?
if I was watching it for the first time, I would be questioning.
Maybe it could be a new character?
I would be questioning what Chewie got captured somewhere. I don't know. That sounds a little bit
Oh, you're already thinking
far
there.
fetched.
Yeah. Okay.
You know? I could be, but it seems unlikely, especially since we're getting cues like Lando. Look, Lando's here.
Yeah.
All those kinds of
People
things.
are doing an operation.
Bosch is trying to
Bosch, that's your Bosch.
steal Han.
Yeah.
Gets over to Han.
Oh, and before that, yeah,
Pushes
we got
those
to
buttons.
see Jabba saying, "I will not give up my favorite decoration."
Right, he's
And we
loving
see-
Han there.
Yeah,
He's
and we
like-
see a scary plant-like guy that I like. Anyway, go on.
And so Bosch, pushes the buttons.
And sneakily,
So
everybody's sleeping. You know,
gets Han out of carbonite.
there's a big palace, but everybody's sleeping in the.
Apparently, this is like some kind of hippie place. The magical effects happen.
Yeah, so
on
I watched this at
Han's
my other friend
carbonite.
Philip's house,
Yeah.
Philip Lindley.
I remember.
And this was when we were kids, and his younger sister couldn't watch that. She always was freaked out by it. Ugh. So anyway, that's it.
By the
VHS.
effects.
Back in the early 90s.
Oh, yes.
Anyway.
And those effects happened.
And Han's out!
Han's out of the carbonite. And it's interesting because, remember, we haven't seen Han for a while. And we have to remember as well is that judging by what stage Luke's at and judging by what the circumstances are, we don't know how much time has passed since episode 5. That's never discussed. And so it could be anything. It could be a couple months, could be a couple years even. So seeing Han out of carbonite and get out must be quite a shocker for him. He's cold. He's shaking. He's shaking. He's cold. He doesn't know what's going on.
Duh.
Where am I? What's going on?
Who are you?
And he's like, yotta, yotta.
Your eyesight will return in time.
And he's like, oh. He's like,
Who
who's that? Who's that? And she's
Who
like,
are you? And then she's like,
She's
takes
like-
the mask off.
Someone who loves you.
Someone who loves you.
Yeah, Carrie
I
Fisher's
know.
voice is lower in this film.
Yeah.
And then he's like,
Oh, because he can't see.
yeah.
Your eyesight will return in time.
So that lady who
Leia's
does the
back.
voice of that,
Your eyesight will return.
Mm-hmm.
she actually did the voice for E.T.
E.T. phone home.
Interesting.
Yeah. She had that voice.
Leia's back too
Yes.
now. So we're almost the full crew's almost back.
But
Oh.
I know that laugh.
Little did we know, Jabba was there the whole time.
Behind the curtain, literally behind the curtain, behind the Iron Curtain.
Oh, man.
And they're all there. He's like, look, Jabba, I was going to repay you.
Here's the funny thing about that, right? Han saying that line about repaying him, I was a little bit disappointed in Han.
Why?
Because I felt like Han had went through so much, and I feel like
He wouldn't have so much fear?
he wouldn't, not only that, but he wouldn't even care about this stupid repaying Jabba the Hutt. I mean, like, that was back before his big change, you know? We had his change in episode 4, where he decided, you know what, I'm helping Luke, I'm helping the rebels. Episode 5, he's still on the fence, remember? He's joined the rebellion, but you know, he feels like he has to just get this done, repay Jabba. But I think that after all he went through, you know, he went through Carbonite, you know, he got betrayed by Lando, he did, all this stuff happened to him.
Yeah.
I feel like he wouldn't care so much. I feel like, Jabba, I hate you, or something like that, you know, like you would just completely not care
But
about it.
maybe
Even if he, you know, even if he might face death in a way, because this way, I think it painted him in a picture like, I mean, you can take it both ways. One way is he's trying to get out of the situation, and the second way is that he actually is like, no, Jabba, I'll still repay you. So either way, I felt like I expected a little different reaction from Han. Anyway, let's keep going.
Anyway, so Jabba just goes, it's too late for that.
Yeah.
And so it's like,
No.
where's that voice actor? Why doesn't he come over here and we can talk to him and he can go,
I don't know, man.
Anyway, and then they just throw Jabba. They throw Han away and he's like,
Liam.
Oh man, yeah, Jabba's.
well, he just killed his other one.
I know, man.
And then he's like,
He's a filthy creature.
and then she's like, we have powerful friends. That's
the best line.
That's the one quote that I always remember. Like whenever I, talk to someone or something, it's like, we have powerful friends. And then C-3PO's there because he's now under his rule and stuff. And then he's like, you're gonna learn some respect or whatever. And then
That's pretty much it.
So that means like she's gonna be his slave. And then C-3PO's like, oh, I can't bear to look. So I guess just do it right there and there. The guy put the new bikini on. Where do they find that anyway? Just out in the...
I don't know. They have many bikinis probably. Anyway, so then what happens after that?
Then it's night. And then Han is thrown in with Chewie. Chewie!
And he's like,
Chewie, buddy, I can't see, pal.
I'm all right, pal.
And then Chewie's like, and he's like, a Jedi Knight, Luke, he can't even save himself, let alone us.
What do you think about this scene?
I know, pal. I think it's redundant. We didn't need this.
Yeah. I think it felt like a little bit that, I don't know. I think it's something about the lines in that scene and something about not that, but the whole like, Luke's Jedi Knight. We're getting informed a little bit through this conversation, but I don't know. Because again, I was trying to watch this movie as the final installment.
Yeah.
And a scene like this feels like it's a little bit, it's almost like, okay, let's just kind of get it over with in a way. And I felt it could have been a little bit more exciting, or just not even have that scene.
Yeah.
Or just like, Chewie, there you are. Oh, it's like,
hey, buddy, glad to
I
have
can't see,
back.
buddy. And it's like, oh, and that's pretty much it. Or something
Yeah.
like that.
The next day, who's this? Someone with a hood comes in. Dun, 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 dun.
And he's waving his arms.
Yeah, he just waves his arm and these two guards that block his way, those Gamorreans. And he's
Let
like,
him pass.
and then there's Bib, and he's like, I must speak to Jabba.
He's like, no. And he's like, you will take me to Jabba. And he's like,
I take you to Jabba now.
yeah. He goes,
You serve your master well. You'll be
Rewarded.
Rewarded. Or
I don't know what does he
something.
mean. What does he mean by that?
I think he's just trying to be cool.
Okay.
This is the new Luke, man.
Yeah, this is not. This is Power Station.
Imagine that one coming in.
You'll take me to Jabba now.
What do you mean you can't sit over there? I sit right over there in the corner. All
Hey,
right.
listen, buddy. Did you know I'm a Jedi Knight? Oh, buddy. I'm turning into Yoda. Okay.
Yoda,
As far
do
as the moon lands
Yoda,
Endor.
do you know who that is?
What's the planet? What's the planet of Yoda where he
Dagobah.
was? Oh, the Dagobah system. You know?
Do you know how many You know how many
You know
parsecs away
months
that
I've been
is?
training for this.
Anyway, hooded Luke.
Look, I have a lightsaber. You want? Look.
I can use the Force. Okay.
Okay, so take it to me now.
Okay, he takes
Not
him.
that Luke.
Take it to Jabba now. And then he wakes up Jabba.
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
And
He's a Jedi.
Jabba's like, you fool.
Jedi
Mind
mind
tricks.
Oh,
Which is interesting because Jabba knows about Jedi mind tricks.
Yeah.
That's an
Oh, and
interesting
Leia's
thing.
there.
Leia's there, yes.
Yes.
Bikini Leia.
Used to be princess, now it's like Jabba's slave.
Man, bad times.
Right
are
next
falling
to
our crew.
Salacious Crumb, who's been looking at Jabba's tail a lot.
Salacious Crumb is weird. Pretty funny, though. Pretty funny.
Okay, sorry.
Luke's here, though. That's the important thing.
What does he do?
Luke takes off his hood and goes,
You'll bring Captain Solo and the Wookiee to me.
and he goes, your mind tricks.
I don't remember. Wait.
No, I do remember. The whole thing, I think the important thing to take away from the scene is that Luke is telling Jabba, you will give Han Solo to me or suffer the consequences.
Yeah.
Watch out, Jabba. You know, like, don't make this mistake.
Yeah.
And Jabba's like, oh, ho, 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 ho. And Luke should listen to C-3PO because C-3PO's like, Luke, you're standing on.
Oh, that we were already there, huh?
Well, what else is there?
Well, I love the one where he's like, you'll bring Captain Solo and the Wookiee to me.
He already said that.
Too bad he said the Wookiee.
Well, I know why he said that. Because if he said Chewbacca, Jabba would be like, Chewbacca, who's that? Does he know who Chewbacca is?
Yeah, he said the Great Chewbacca.
Oh, okay. Well, whatever. Maybe Luke didn't know that.
You'll bring Captain Solo and my buddy Wookiee, Chewbacca.
Yeah.
Anyway, you're standing on.
Yeah. Luke uses the Force, tries to get the blaster, doesn't even have time to shoot. He's fallen into the pit.
Yeah. And Carrie Fisher is straightening up and flexing those abs.
Just to make sure. Looking skinny for the shot.
Okay, so
He's down in the pit. Problems arise. What could
Dun,
be
dun,
down here?
dun.
Luke is in trouble.
and one of the Gamorreans fell too. One of the pig-like.
That's right. What are these guys
And
going
he's
to do?
squealing and is trying to get out, and we already know it was scary because of Ula.
That's right. She died.
Twi'lek.
Who knows what could happen to Luke
and the
here.
gates open,
Diddle-doo.
and beautiful. Oh, beautiful! It's scary and terrifying. Rancor comes out. Very well done.
Rancor is cool. The Rancor is cool.
Really big, brown, and it's a Phil Tippett design. You can always tell.
Yeah, that is. I wouldn't actually. I think so. Phil Tippett also did. Did he do the design for
The two-headed
Bug
beast.
in MIB?
Oh, no, I think that's
No.
just Rick Baker.
Okay.
But he
Never mind.
did like the two-headed,
I don't know.
the Genesis, because it's supposed to be Siskel and Ebert.
From what?
Genesis, Gene Siskel? No, it's
From what?
Ebisisk, the Ebisisk. Ebert.
From Siskel?
No.
From what?
Siskel and Ebert, right? Those
Yeah,
are the
yeah,
first
yeah.
two ones, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, from Willow.
Okay.
And of course, he did the go motion stuff, and
Yeah.
we all know. Bugs from.
Luke's in trouble.
Starship Troopers.
Luke's in
Okay,
trouble
yeah.
by the Rancor.
Oh.
What is he gonna do?
And first thing I was wondering is like he definitely has a lightsaber. If he's a Jedi Knight, he has to have a lightsaber.
Oh yeah! Wow. Huh.
I was wondering where that went. He just took the blaster. I don't know. I don't know what that plan was.
That is a weird plan.
Anyway, things go rough, and
He's the Gamorrean.
the Gamorrean gets eaten. Yeah.
Luke is thinking out what to do.
But I just really like how this puppet, right? Really small puppet, filmed in slow motion.
Right.
Looks
Right.
great.
They did a good
I
job.
think we
They
can
did a
do
good
that
job.
with real movies nowadays, but
Yeah, totally.
I think it'll work.
Luke doesn't want to do. He
Rancor's
gives
key to
him a
all this.
bone, breaks.
Gives him a bone.
He drops the bottom, thinking what to do. Tries to escape. The door is locked on the other end.
Mm-hmm.
He eventually,
Oh, and
lures
Jabba's
the
tail.
Rancor
Jabba's tail
towards
has a
him.
little scratch on it right next to.
because Salacious Crumb is biting his
Yeah,
tail.
I guess that was a deleted scene or something.
Must have been. What a weird creature. And then the
Well-
Rancor comes in. He lures the Rancor in. He throws this skull right across the room.
I think it was just a rock.
I think it was a skull, man.
Okay, he throws the skull right across the roof to hit.
Hits the button. Door slammed down
Right on the
on the
Rancor.
Rancor's head.
And then the Rancor does this little dog. That was sad.
You know? Yeah. He didn't know what he was doing, I guess.
And then Jabba's like, whoa! And
Yeah.
everybody's upset because they were hoping this would happen. And then the Rancor trainer comes in.
The fat man.
Yeah, and he says he gets sad.
He's a sad man.
And then his comforting friend.
Yeah, that's so true.
I like those moments though.
Yeah, they work.
And
nicely.
Luke gets back up, and Jabba's really upset, and they're like,
right.
"We'll throw you into the great Sarlacc," which is C-3PO is translating. Throw you to the great and what?
I'm just shaking my head in my hair.
Throw you to the great and mighty Sarlacc.
Mm-hmm.
And then he sees Han though.
Yeah. He's like, "Hey, Han." He's like, "Yeah, that was funny." He was like,
"Hi." Like Han's like, "How you doing?" And he's like, "Oh, same as usual. That bad, huh?"
That's funny.
And this is the first time they met since Hoth.
Wow, yeah.
Crazy stuff.
I think after this, what happens is
They're going to the Dune Sea to get eaten by the great Sarlacc at the pit of Carcoon.
And then on the speeder.
And it looks like this is the last mistake you'll ever make.
No, wait, where are you skipping, mate? Oh, like right after the
Luke's
in the
really
bar?
building something up.
Yeah, Luke is building,
and his
something
plan
up.
is strange.
His plan is very weird. And then they go on the speeder, the escorting speeder bike.
Yep.
Now, what am I talking about? Escorting
the
speeder
big
ship. Whatever.
His sail barge.
There we go. But no, they're on a mini one. They're on a mini.
Oh yeah,
ship,
yeah.
And he's having a conversation with
Han, who's like,
Han.
instead
And
of,
Luke
I
is
think
like-
my eyesight's getting better.
Yeah.
You know, instead of a big black blur, I'm seeing a big white blur.
And Luke is like, "Don't worry, you're not missing on anything. I'll sand. I used to live here, you know." He goes, "You're gonna die here, you know. Convenient."
Yeah.
Very Han
Leia's-
Solo-esque.
So Leia's just sitting there with Jabba in the sail barge, and R2-D2's serving drinks. And C-3PO bumps into him like an idiot, which was great.
Dude, yeah, that was quite a funny part. Yeah.
What else could you say?
Nothing much. I mean, we're building up to this whole.
And Max Rebo is playing.
Oh yeah, man. Max Rebo, he's a traveling band.
Yeah, well, their travels will end right now.
Again, Jabba the Hutt. How much stuff does he have? He has a
He has everything.
sailboat. He's a castle, a palace.
Well, Han Solo's always having problems.
Yeah, totally. And so,
And
at this
Lando's
moment-
still there.
Lando is there, but
In
where is he?
disguise.
Yes.
He's in disguise.
He's totally in disguise. We get a Jabba basically talking over the megaphone, telling them how they're going to be digested forever.
Oh yeah, I like that little speech that C-3PO has to tell.
Mm-hmm.
You will be da-da-da-da-da. And then
But Luke is saying,
and R2, and C-3PO says like, are you acting so confident? Why are you so, you're not worried at all?
building something
You're not
up.
worried at all?
Building something up.
R2 knows something.
C-3PO does not.
Yeah, C-3PO's a jab mouth.
I'm warning you, Jabba.
Yeah.
This is your last chance. Let
Free
us
us, yeah, or die.
go. Oh, now we're getting serious. It isn't just like consequences or anything.
Yeah.
It's free us or die. But Jabba doesn't
And
listen.
Jabba just
Ha ha ha! Jibungaze!
throw him in.
Yep.
The first one to go is Luke, and there was the one guy who I thought was always like,
Well, didn't they throw,
Tusken
didn't they throw
without
a demo
the
guy?
mask.
Didn't they throw a demo guy?
no, they didn't throw a demo guy.
No.
And then one of the best cues John Williams did for Star Wars, sail barge assault. Dun, 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 dun. You know, just
Yeah.
that cool stuff builds up. What is going to happen? And then we just see Luke looking at Leia and just goes and just kind of does a salute. And then R2's up there. He gave a little nod to R2 up on the top on the bridge, who's waiting, who opens one of the hatches. Dun, dun, da 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 da. Guy shoves him down. Luke falls. This is up in the pit of Carcoon, right? The big scary thing. And then he jumps back up.
Midway of falling, he grabs the end of the board, bounces back up. R2 shoots out his lightsaber, grabs it, heroically turns it on and goes,
Your favorite sound.
I love that sound. And he goes,
And it's green,
smacking
it's
and killing.
green.
It's green.
Slicing
and dicing everyone.
Slicing and dicing. Great music. And then the first action scene
So this
starts.
was Luke's plan.
Yes.
This is Luke's plan.
Quite
Which is quite elaborate. 'Cause I wonder if Luke knew they were going to end up here.
I don't know. But then
Maybe
all
he
this
didn't have
action
time.
happens, right?
Yeah.
Little bit of Boba Fett trying to help out, and this is where Boba Fett just he wants to put a rope gun on Luke, and then he does. Then Luke gets out of it because he's cool, and then Wookiee. And Chewie and Han are having shenanigans and trying to do stuff, and Han's still blind, and he's like, Boba Fett, where? And he's right behind him, and then he just sort of does a little turn with one of the staffs that he has or whatever, and then his
jetpack.
Yeah, his jetpack gets
Boba
hit.
Fett goes flying, and so ends the tale of Boba Fett.
Yeah, and he falls down into the pit of Carkoon.
That's correct.
And the pit goes the Sarlacc, and there we go. Just huge action scene. Everything's blowing up.
Good stuff.
Even Leia chokes Jabba to death.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Yes.
And she's like, we got to get out of here to R2. And they all start getting up there, and Luke gets up on the sail barge, and then he just hacks and slashes, and then
There's a pose.
Yeah, does a pose and gets hit on his
He doesn't do
hand.
a pose, but
yeah.
you thought.
I always thought he does a pose when he
you were
gets
a
hit on
little
his
boy.
hand. I always think he just, Leia, use the little blaster thing, and then he just does this. I can't even. What am I
He does
doing?
this.
And he does a pyramid, shape with his hand, and
Yeah.
like on the poster for the Star Wars special
Right,
edition
right.
and stuff like that. And then he gets hit.
He gets shot in his hand.
Yeah.
And we notice that his hand obviously
yeah.
robotic from the fifth one.
Yeah, and that's why he wears a glove all the time.
Correct, yeah.
And yeah, then Lando falls down and almost gets eaten by the Sarlacc. One of the tentacles wraps around him, and he does the best scream, which should be the new Wilhelm scream. I love it.
That's a good one.
And then he's like, wait, I thought you were blind. It's all right. I could see a lot better. No, just kidding. He doesn't say that. He says, it's all right. Trust me.
Better line. Pew! Freeze Lando. Rest of the scene happens.
Yes.
Lots of action.
They
Important
get
part.
Leia.
Important
Everybody
part
is
Leia's up there. He's like, point the cannon towards the ship. Leia's like, you got it. Foo, rope in the
Yeah.
air, fly across to the other ship.
Yeah.
Boom!
And he's-
Explosion destroys the whole cargo ship party thing. He's like, let's get out of here, and he's like, we're on our way.
And then we see the Millennium Falcon and the X-Wing getting out of Tatooine, and they both split ways. I love that music. I love that theme. Dun 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 dun.
Yeah, it's a good one.
Should be used more. It's so good. And actually, the one with the sail barge is better than the one later on.
Next scene, what is it?
Well, they split apart, and then Han is like over the radio to Luke on the X-Wing, who's going somewhere else.
Oh, right, of course.
Mature Luke now. It's like, thanks, buddy. Now I owe you one. He's like, we're going to Tatooine, but we're not going to rendezvous point at Sullust.
Sullust.
I doubt if the security there is any higher than Aquilai or Sullust, but what they're, what they're planning is a large-scale assault. Yeah, so that's what it is. He's going to go meet an old friend. He has to repay some debts. Luke does. But then
Right
we
on
cut
target.
to the Death Star. Bum 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 bum. Lots of people assembled on this docking bay. Darth Vader is there with Gerald, Admiral. You're waiting for someone, and the shuttle shows up, and red Imperial guards show up. Red Imperial guards show up. And the thing opens, and then
The thing opens. What do you mean the thing opens?
the hatch opens from the shuttle.
Yes.
Darth Vader bows. We know who's here. Ooh. Rise, my friend. And there he is, scary old man, the Emperor. Come, talk to me, my friend.
Who is
then
not
Darth
as
Vader talks to him.
forgiving as Darth Vader.
Mm-hmm. But what I really liked about this, he's talking about Skywalker. Remember that?
Sure
and
do.
Yeah, he's like, I sense you're wanting to find Skywalker. Still wanting to find Skywalker. Yes. Do you think you could be turned? Yes. Yep.
I think that's pretty much
He said,
it.
only together will we be able to turn Luke to the dark side. And then Vader said, then the Emperor goes, but I like what Emperor always says, my friend.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
I like that because I like the sense of sort of like friendship. You know what I mean? And that kind of shows evil guys. They're, like it just shows that, if you're really evil, you don't have to always be. You scumbag! Come here,
Right.
fart! You know?
I mean, they're a little coalition.
Yeah, but they're evil. And
Exactly.
it shows. But I like hearing like, stand up, my friend.
Yeah,
You know?
that's
but but you know that evil. And he just goes, everything is going as I have foreseen. Dun 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 dun. And here we are, Dagobah, back on Dagobah. Luke didn't throw that X-wing. It's not crashed into the water. It's
No, he
stable.
landed
It's
it
nice.
nicely.
He learned, and he goes and talks to Yoda in the hut. Everything's just going whiplash
This
really
is the
fast.
big scene with Yoda, the biggie.
Look, I so old to young eyes.
No, of course not. Well, what do you think happens, Jacob?
Well, I can tell you. What happens is that Yoda is definitely showing signs that
He got fat.
did he was
A
eating
little
all
chubbier,
those,
a little
eating all
puffier.
those crackers. No, this is Yoda's his last moments.
When 900 years, you look as good. You will not.
It's a good line. I like that. It's funny.
Rest I need.
And then Luke says, I'm here to complete my training.
No more training do you require.
Yeah.
Except he says it when he's dying. So he's like,
No more training do you require.
That scene is amazing because it's just astounding how much you can do. I mean, was it Frank Oz who did the acting?
Oh, yeah. With his team.
Of course with the team. Through just acting with his hand through a puppet. It's so amazing how believable
And he
a
goes
scene
into
like that
his-
is, and especially Yoda is dying here, and he's telling Luke all these things. It's just, I don't know. I didn't ever catch myself going, "Oh, what? This is so weird." Puppet, completely believable.
Yeah.
and it's just so amazing. I think it's just a wonderful.
Also how they shot it.
yeah.
Yeah.
But I mean, just specifically, just
Yeah.
the sheer fact that the acting, it works, and on a level, it's just interesting to obviously compare it to what we have today. Is the question of how much CGI can do,
Yeah.
and whether it should be used in certain cases, and whether it should. But that's just an interesting aspect of it, which I think is a great example. Was that scene of that puppeteering and that school of acting. Anyway,
Luke says, is Darth Vader my father?
Rest I need. Yes. Rest.
Is he? I must know.
Your father is.
confirmed. We have confirmed it now.
Confirmation. Yeah.
Confirmation from Yoda
And
himself.
then Luke, he said,
Told you, did he?
yeah.
Unexpected and unfortunate.
Unfortunate that I know the truth. No, he didn't say it that way. He was, unfortunate that I know the truth.
No. Unfortunate that you must face him.
You rushed to
he's
face
my
him. That's what
father.
it was,
Yeah. That's
Only as a true Jedi.
That is the main conflict in this movie.
But what I
We're
liked
getting
about
a
Empire
glimpse-
Strikes Back is that Luke didn't have to go.
Right, of course, we talked about that. He made that choice himself.
But he
And
didn't have
actually-
to. They would have gone out of there without Luke.
Right, we talked about that, but Luke had a hunch that maybe
Yeah.
he could save them. That was the entire
That was good,
point.
yeah. So anyway, didn't rush to face him, blah, blah, blah. So he says, no more training you require. Luke's like, then I am a Jedi.
Oh. So you think? Vader. You must confront Vader.
He also tells him, "Last of the Jedi you are."
Oh, yeah. He just starts dying. He's always going,
Luke.
I thought that was really good.
it was
Yeah,
great,
really,
but it's
really
funny
good.
because he, 4 times.
Last of the Jedi will you be?
I think it's good. I think it
And
works
then-
so well.
Luke.
And he says something else. I forget.
Another Skywalker.
What's the music? Disappears.
I
A
don't remember.
couple of opinions here. Opinion pieces.
Okay.
I think it would be actually watching this scene. I think it would have been nice. I felt would help. This scene would be an additional scene where we get a little longer conversation with Yoda.
Oh, yeah, you said that, yeah.
Maybe it would have been nice. I don't know if it would have been possible, but maybe it would have been nice if Luke would have visited Dagobah, talked to Yoda about some things. Maybe he could have confirmed that it's his father. He could have mentioned some certain things like to face him, and so on, or maybe less important things they could talk about at that point, and then maybe Luke could go on somewhere else to do something. This might be a little bit too elaborate, and then come back after some time.
Yeah.
And so now we remember Yoda, see him again, but the second time is when he realizes, oh no, Yoda, like, you're dying. And then that moment we can have the emotional scene where he reveals that he has another Skywalker sibling.
We're kind of getting into the whole thing where this movie feels kind of like by the numbers.
Mm-hmm. But I'm saying that would have been something that I think, that kind of thing could have helped, I think. Okay, end opinion piece. Let's keep going. We have, after that, Luke is now like, oh, another Skywalker.
And then who do we see but Alec Guinness, Sir Alec Guinness?
Oh, yes, of course.
Hello. Oh, hey.
Hello. Hi. How's it going? Oh, you know.
So he's like, why didn't you tell me? Well,
this is another point of view.
And also when I was watching, I was like, hey, Alec Guinness is in all 3 films. He's actually in
He totes is.
Because it always feels like, oh, he's just in episode 4. But no, you see him here, and he filmed this in 1982 or whatever it was. I know he didn't like Star Wars that much, but, at least he did it.
He did his acting duty.
Yeah, and he says, when I met your father, he was already a great pilot, which we saw in the prequels. Yippee!
Still, don't connect these things.
Yeah, I know, I never do, but I just wanted to do that once. And he said he turned to the dark side of the Force. He's more machine now than man. Twisted and evil. So who's the other Skywalker? Well, she remains safely anonymous. Leia! Your insight serves you well. And then we see Luke's face.
Recalling that moment that we all know.
Oh, there's a couple of moments. Remember in the episode 4? She's beautiful.
Oh, well, but that's, anyone could say that.
About Leia. Do you think me, a guy like her?
Oh, you're right. No. You're right. That's all going through Luke's head at the moment. And then after that, he's like, okay. After he's processed that, I'm like, oh my goodness.
He's like, yeah, okay. And then he says, you must confront Vader. Mm-hmm. I can't fight my own father. Then the Emperor has already won. This is reminding me of Avatar: The Last Airbender.
Obi-Wan is a little bit nonchalant here, I think.
Well, it's kind of like Avatar: The Last Airbender.
Avatar: The Last Airbender.
Should I kill the Fire Lord? Should I kill Vader, my own father? Well, Fire Lord isn't his father, but...
Oh, you're saying just storyline-wise?
Yeah.
Oh.
Okay.
I think that's
Better
pretty
your
much
feelings, because they could be used to serve the Emperor Luke. Okay, I'm out of here. Woo! And he's gone, and then it is time. We see the rebels. Dun 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 dun. And then we see the big ships, the Corellian ships, and we see the Mon Calamaris, and then we go into the new rendezvous point. In one of those big ships.
Absolutely.
The Mon Calamari are there. Everybody's there. They're all
the rebels
around.
Are here, man.
We have a great shot of the reveal of the chamber. And then everybody's sitting down. There's Han. He's here with his old outfit. And
yeah.
Leia's there. She's not in a bikini.
Lando's there, commander of the rebellion.
Oh, Lando, right?
That's what I'm saying. That's what I said.
Look at you. Somebody had to do it. And he has this new nice thing, and I'm happy to see Han and Lando are friends again.
Yep, that is cool.
That's a good thing because you'd be like, you, right? There we go. And then Mon Mothma shows up. No, the Mon Calamari guy, Admiral
we don't
Akbar.
have to get all the details.
Just talking about the new Death Star. It's exactly like episode 4.
Exactly, yeah.
It's just now it's in the core instead of on the roof. So we have to go.
Right.
We have to penetrate the core. But there's a shield, so someone has to go to the forest moon of Endor to blow it up.
The most important information is that many Bothans died
yeah.
to retrieve this information.
Many Bothans died to retrieve this information.
And everyone's looking around saying, I'm wondering, all unanimously, what's a Bothan?
And then General Recan. What's a Bothan? And then General Recan is there. He has with his fake beard.
Yeah, you mean
Nadine, General Nadine. Sorry, not Recan. What am I talking about?
Ken from the Barbie Dolls deluxe set.
Right?
Yeah.
Yeah. And then it's like, is your strike team assembled, Han, Mr. Solo? My strike team's ready, but We need some more.
What did he mean by that?
Volunteers.
His strike team is
I
ready, but he hasn't
don't
assembled
know.
it. Forget it. He says, I need a team. Leia's like,
That's the best one.
Yeah.
Was it General Commander? What is he?
who knows?
Commander, count me in. And then
Count
Chewie's
me
like,
in.
no, Chewie was first.
Oh, Chewie, then Leia,
Easy,
and then
Chewie. I didn't want to talk for you.
me too, Han.
Yeah, Luke's there.
The old crew's back.
Yep. And then Leia gives him a hug, and he's like, He's like, what's wrong?
Ask me again some other time. Okay.
Okay, then they talk in the garage, the docking bay, their own docking bay. It's like, come on, she's the fastest ship in the fleet.
Right.
All right,
you
you
mean Han
old
is
pirate.
yeah,
Here,
Lando.
take her. And then he has this weird part where he's like, not a scratch, right? But he just said, take her.
Well, what we're learning in this film
He's giving Lando.
Lando.
He's giving Lando the.
Well, what we're gonna learn in this film is that Han Solo is an annoyed man. He is very annoyed.
Oh
at
man,
many
he's
people.
annoyed in this whole movie, isn't he?
He doesn't have a moment where he goes. Well,
he's not
there's one moment.
sarcastic
There is
or
one moment
jumpy.
where there is one moment we'll get to later. But for the most part, he's pretty annoyed at everyone. So that's why he's saying, "Take her, not a scratch."
And then they go inside the Imperial shuttle that they stole. The Bothams died for the codes and stuff like that, and
And they're like,
they're going to go past the security to get into the
"Well, let's
forest
go
moon
to the plan.
to land.
We know the plan.
That's the
Right.
plan.
That's the plan. But what do they do when they want to land? They want to get to the forest
And
moon.
Luke's going
They
too.
want to land. They want to blow up the shield defenses
Yeah.
of the moon.
So
in
the
order
fleet,
for the
yeah.
fleet can infiltrate the Death Star.
Yeah, once again.
Because the Death Star has a shield that's connected to the
while they're building
moon.
it, yeah. I guess. What they could just have it on all the time.
Shh.
Shh.
Okay, and then
So they're going to the forest
that's
moon,
the plan.
just like the forest moon.
So did we already go with them with the ship?
Now they go into the ship, and he's looking at the, he's looking at the Millennium Falcon, Han Solo. And he's like, oh, gonna miss her. And then Carrie Fisher puts her arm. Princess Leia puts her arm on Han, and we see her coke fingernail.
Yeah, I had no idea about that.
And then
No idea.
that's what I assume.
I mean, it's possible.
That's what everybody keeps saying.
Totally possible.
And then
Why wouldn't she clip it though for the making of?
yeah, well,
Oh well, I guess
let's just keep
Coke
going.
does things to you.
They go to, they take the cocaine. They take the shuttle. They go towards the mouth of the beast, the lion's den.
And they go, all right, let's see if this code was worth.
And then
its
the people on the
price."
Superstar Destroyer are chilling. And then we see the general from the old episode 5. He's still there on the Superstar Destroyer, and Darth Vader's there. And then Luke says, Darth Vader's on that ship. I shouldn't have come. I'm endangering the mission. He's like, relax.
Yeah, relax,
Han, annoyed Han.
relax. We got the codes. Let's go.
And then, state your business goes the general and stuff. Give me your code.
Well, they have to see if the code checks out. Remember, because they paid
Yeah.
a high price.
Mm-hmm. We'll see if it
They
checks
punch
out.
in the code. Darth Vader walks in to the little booth
Yeah.
that's emitting these sounds, and Darth Vader
I lost
goes.
the freaks, but I didn't lose the
Darth
geeks.
Vader goes.
Bow!
Hey, ask him again something. I know that voice.
Yeah, he should have said that.
Yeah.
He knows Han's voice, and he can hear it through the speaker.
Yeah.
He's like, okay, whatever. He doesn't even have to use the Force. He doesn't even have to use the
That's
Force.
Captain Solo.
He's like, no, I'll deal with them. Remember?
Well,
It's an old code,
the
so
Force
it checks
presence,
out.
the Force presence with Luke and Darth. Remember Darth sending Luke?
Oh, yeah,
and
he
Luke
says-
is like, I'm teaching the mission. I should have come.
That's what I said.
I know, but then Darth is going, my sense. And he goes,
Something I've not felt since...
he didn't say that. And he said, I'll deal with them later. And they're like, okay.
And it's like, okay, Vader, you're going to deal with some random guys who just have old codes.
Yeah, Darth Vader's weird. That's what they're thinking.
Yeah.
You're like, okay.
Well, he's been weird this entire time.
Check him out. Check him out.
Yep. Check him out.
I mean, check him in. Whatever. The code checks out. That's the phrase. We have to all remember. They make it past the shield. They're going down to the forest moon of Endor.
Okay, now when the Forest Moon of Endor happens...
This is pretty much the
I would say
majority.
this is where the pacing just goes away.
Mhm,
There's no pacing anymore. It's just random adventures in Endor.
Yeah, it's
Right?
true. It's true. It's true, man. I can't deny it.
Luke's there, Leia's there,
And I
everybody's
think
there. All these
we
rebels
lose
are
some
there.
focus here.
Well,
we lose
yeah.
some focus because there is this plan we have to do, but I think that the plan isn't. It doesn't have enough components to fill in that much of time.
Oh, definitely
that's left
not.
in the film, and so what we end up with is pretty much like you said, speeder chases. Han stepping on twigs and alerting stormtroopers or forest troopers, whatever they're called.
Yeah, scout troopers.
Scout trooper, that's what I'm looking for.
They're guarding the
That's
big.
pretty much
They're,
it.
they're
There's
guarding the.
nothing
They're
too
guarding
much
the
to
little
explain.
bunker that controls the shield.
Yeah, and they
With
have to
the
get
big
into the
satellite.
bunker, and they're having troubles, and then, oh man,
The twig.
They got a speeder
And
chase.
Han gets annoyed. Hey, it's me.
Yeah, Han is annoyed.
And he has the trench coat.
The trench coat's kind of cool though.
All right, cool.
The Decker trench coat.
Oh yeah, I didn't even think of that.
Yeah.
Wow, nice.
Speeder chases, right?
Hey!
Right.
Yeah. Dun 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 dun.
What do you think of speeder chases?
I love the speeder chase. It's great.
Yeah.
The sounds are great. The fast. The
I like the speeder
fastness.
chases too. The only thing I have to say about the speeder chases is that it's a little.
Hey,
bit,
wait, Leia! Phew, and he just goes on.
The only thing
Leia.
I think that at this moment of the movie, and scenes like the speeder chase, is that I don't know. It feels a little bit low intensity in terms
I
of
guess.
the.
I mean,
like when they're on the
the
speeder bike
overall
on the blue
film-
screens, they're a little bit like
yeah.
they're a little bit like.
But I enjoyed it. I enjoyed it.
No, it's good. It's good though. But I'm just
There's no music either.
minorly, saying a few things about that.
And then Luke falls down. He does the cool lightsaber thing. He falls off
yeah,
one of the
that was
speeders,
awesome.
and then the
Where
bike
he
comes
slices the bike.
back. Yeah.
That was good. I mean, there's some good moments in this.
And you know why
chase.
the lightsaber is green? Because they just couldn't match the sky.
Oh yeah.
Because it would be too invisible with this blue sky and on the Tatooine sequence, which is why they
awesome.
changed it to green. Other people say it's because to match the serenity of the forest and the peace of the forest. It's
serenity.
like, no! The technical reasons.
But it's a good.
That's how
reason.
movies get made. Technical reasons.
It's
All right.
but
So
it's a
anyway,
good thing it's green. 'Cause
I love
we
it.
all
I
like
love the
green
green.
lightsaber. I mean, Luke's lightsaber, I think, is the best lightsaber.
Yeah.
it is the best.
I like
one.
it.
Next to Qui-Gon's.
Oh, there
Those
we
are
go.
the two
green
best
ones.
lightsabers.
Yeah.
Those are the two best lightsabers, I think. Qui-Gon's is this nice, sleek,
My favorite
is
is
a nice,
Darth
nice
Maul's.
sleek pre-imperial kind of peak of Jedi
Ah, yes.
design, and then Luke's is this
Rough and tumble.
rough and tumble, make it yourself, but it's awesome.
And solid. It's
It's
solid.
solid, yeah.
Obi-Wan's good for episode 4.
Um,
Anyway, Leia
I don't
runs
know.
up.
Obi-Wan's is like Luke's from the sixth one almost. Just a
It
little
is, it
different.
is.
It's a little different. Anyway, they're going. They're doing stuff and blah blah blah. A lot of stuff is happening, basically. Well, no, not a lot of stuff, but there's chases. They're trying to get in the bunker. Oh, of course, Leia gets lost. That's the thing that happens. Leia gets lost with the speeder because it crashes. She doesn't know where she is. And this is the moment when she wakes up, we're introduced to a brand spanking new species.
Brand spanking new species.
The Ewoks are in the house! Whoop!
Now, fun fact: no one ever mentioned Ewok.
I know, but we know what their names are. Actually, wait, was that just the fan, like later history? That
But this is what I didn't like when Luke comes back. He walks back all the way. It's like, where's Leia?
Force Pete.
Yeah, well, yeah, force me. And Han's like, "Where's Leia?" He's like, "Isn't she with you?" And that's where I felt like, "Wow, what is this a movie or is this just?"
Yeah, that's true. A moment like that was
The
where
next
we have to
adventure.
go look for Leia now, and it's like,
I thought we were
Shouldn't
fighting
we-
the last battle.
yeah, shouldn't we be like concentrating? Like that plot point shouldn't even be in the film.
Anyway, Leia is
But
lost,
the plot
like you
point
said.
is there to introduce the Ewoks.
Yes, Wicket W. Warwick.
So we all know that the Ewoks have become famously disliked.
Yes,
And I always like to say a few things about that. I too dislike the Ewoks.
you do too.
I mean, here's the thing: like the Ewoks could be cool.
I like them.
I don't hate them. Let's put it that way. I
like
don't
them.
hate.
I don't
them.
hate them. I like
But
them.
you like them?
But I just don't know. Like,
no,
they're cute.
like okay by themselves. Sure, I have nothing against the Ewoks.
But I like having like a stupid tribal bunch of little short teddy bears. You know?
Yes. I don't know, but I still feel like, like Brian says, an entire empire brought to his knees by an army of furry little creatures. You know what I'm saying?
But Jar Jar makes the Ewoks look like effing soft.
Here's the thing, though. I don't really hate them that much, but it is a little bit annoying.
It is annoying. Their inclusion in the battle is the thing that I don't like.
Okay, maybe that's what I'm
And
thinking of.
also, their screen time presence is just overwhelming.
Mm-hmm.
There you go. That's all I can say.
Yeah.
But they are... I'm gonna start saying that I don't like them, actually.
I like them. I don't like them.
I like the idea. I like that there's a tribe of midget teddy bears.
Maybe if they were like sidelined so much where it's just like, look, Ewoks are here. Oh, help. Yeah.
Yeah.
But not like whole 20 minutes of him poking Leia.
More than that.
And Leia's like, here's food.
No,
and he's like,
it's a hat. It won't help you. And it won't help you. It's not going to hurt you. It's a hat. And then sniper guy.
Leia's good, though. She killed him.
Well, yeah. They're blinking all the time.
Yeah. Well, that's her trademark. She blinks when she shoots.
Cool.
Is that it then? That's pretty much it. We introduced the Ewoks. Leia's lost. I forgot even how Leia gets found.
Well, then now comes the prime thing. They're looking for Leia. Chewie smells something.
Okay. Now we're getting to the prime.
Yeah. And he sees like a
Carcass.
bunch of a carcass of something on a stick.
What could it be? It's brownish. It looks animal-like.
It's pig-like. It has tusks. Oh, wait, Chewie, don't! No, Chewie, no! Chewie grabs it. What is it? It's the Verkle. That is the Verkle. I love the Verkle.
No picture exists of the Verkle.
I tried.
No
I
artist
checked.
illustration.
All my 10 minutes of searching, I couldn't find any Verkles. I just know it's called a Verkle because a new book just came out this year.
I don't know.
A kid's version of Return of the Jedi, and they mention it's a Verkle.
And there it is, the Verkle.
It's like Sheev. Now we know the Verkle.
Yeah.
And I took it upon myself to draw this magnificent
You better
species.
post the Verkle.
Because there's just a picture of its head and a leg.
Yes.
But now, with my artistic knowledge, we know the truth. The Verkle is a majestic species. The flagship...
Native to the forest moon of Endor.
And it's the flagship creature. They put it in all their emblems.
But the Ewoks eat Verkles.
Yeah, because Verkles are stupid.
Yeah. They're like...
Yeah, that's how they sound.
Yeah,
exactly.
yeah.
How'd you know?
Well, I'm knowledgeable in the ways of the Verkle. I am a scientist who
Yes.
studies
And so
the Verkle.
Chewie naturally that smells so good.
Well, Verkle, they import Verkle.
To Kashyyyk.
To Kashyyyk. It's, when it's on sale, Chewie goes shopping for those Verkles.
Okay.
Grill up
he's
the Verkles.
always for his family, for Itchy and Scratchy.
Yeah.
Itchy and Scratchy.
Itchy and
What am I
Scratchy.
talking about? Lumpy.
Crunchy and
Lumpy and
lumpy.
Crunchy. I don't know.
I don't know either.
Mala for Life Day.
Yeah.
Verkles.
Just
Shish
the thing, like,
kebabs.
special.
Yeah. Okay. So, and then this was great because there's another version of episode 4 where they get trapped and Luke does a little bit of his old Luke. Could you get,
Yeah, try leaving for a lightsaber.
my lightsaber? Yeah, sure, Luke.
Okay.
Yeah. And then C-3PO is like, R2, are you sure you should do this? And R2 saves the day.
Yeah, dude, R2 is the seriously just the underlying force that helps everyone. R2 is the most benevolent character, arguably, of the series.
Yeah,
he never
yeah.
he never asks for thanks. He's always there to save the day.
You know, it's funny. If he
And
probably
he
always
hacks into every single system.
well,
he saved everyone.
he probably does ask for things. He just, C-3PO just doesn't translate.
Yes, C-3PO always just ignores that part.
I get no thanks. So when they fall down,
No, I think
the
that
Ewoks show up.
R2 doesn't ask for thanks. He's a noble.
Yeah, he's a noble.
He's a noble
He's a
droid.
noble. He's a feisty little one, but he's a noble one.
He's a noble droid.
And then the Ewoks show up and they're pointing their little sticks at Han. He's like, "Hey, point that thing somewhere else."
He does it again. Hey!
And he
Out of
just
my
takes out his
face.
blaster. And Luke's like, no, stop. Right? And then C-3PO
And then Luke
gets
starts
up.
waving his
Oh!
arm and starts trying to mind trick. No.
Well, he should. Remember the behind the scenes, Richard Marquand was talking to Mark Hamill about the scene, about the part where they're in the village and he's going to levitate 3PO. And he says, if you want, you're powerful. If you wanted to, you could just kill them all. That's what you could do, Luke.
Really?
If you wanted to, you could just kill all of them. I like that.
Yeah.
I like the idea of Luke being able to pop all their little heads. So he's like, just let's go. Let's get trapped by these little.
No. The thing is that they believe,
Oh, right, I
they believe
forgot,
3PO is a god.
Yeah, 3PO comes out. Oh, my head.
And he's like,
Oh.
Yeah, and that's the whole subplot of 3PO being a god, and they're like worshiping him, and then they
Gold.
take their 3 heroes.
Yeah. To the
4
Ewok forest.
to the Ewok forest. They're gonna burn them, sacrifice them, or whatever.
For the autumn feast.
There was a shortage of Verkle.
Yeah. And then they sing the nice little song. That's actually a real song by this old woman. Like I told you, Ben Burt interviewed, and she had this old language that was one of the last
That's cool.
of her tribal languages. And they had her talk and sing and tell stories, and they used that as the Ewok language.
That's awesome. I think it's really cool, actually, because then it makes it very special. I think we can kind of go a little faster for this part because it's not that important.
Leia shows up and she's like, no, guys.
It's
and she
my
has this
friends.
beautiful dress.
Yeah, she got she got this and new
Unbraided hair. And how does that happen?
She's like, these are my friends.
These are my friends. And then Luke and Han are like, come on, tell them, 3PO. You'll get angry.
And 3PO's like,
and
my
you use your
programming,
magic.
blah, blah,
I can't
blah.
use my magic. I don't know what you mean.
No, but
They
Luke
wouldn't
had a really
believe
good
me.
idea, though, because I wouldn't even have thought of this, that Luke uses the Force
was better
to
than the sail
levitate
barge.
3PO. What do you mean?
This is his plan with the sail barge
yeah.
Tatooine.
He levitates 3PO. They're like, oh, and they really believe that he's a deity.
Yes.
And
They release them.
They release them, yeah. And they're like, oh, yes.
Good job,
Yes.
3PO.
And then we realize the Ewoks are just a little furry.
What could you say?
I don't know.
Teddy bears.
Yeah, basically.
And the chief is funny. He's just sitting there. He's a puppet.
Really?
I don't know.
Oh, you
I don't know
talk
Ewok
about
politics.
metaphorically?
I'm just talking about because like the people who are actually talking is like the shaman, the guy with the shaman with the. I have problems saying shaman, which you're gonna hear with my
That's okay.
pirates one, and then because he has that little bird skull on his head and stuff.
Right.
Yeah, and
And
so
then C-3PO
tells the story.
3PO. 3PO. Pipikako.
Tells the story.
He tells the story.
Darth Vader.
What do you think about
Luke
that? What do you think about that scene?
I love it.
Yeah?
I don't know what's so bad about it.
I wasn't going to say that, I'm just asking.
I like that he was talking about the old Star Wars movies.
Yeah.
Clone War. I hate sand. Anakin Skywalker.
Tuta. No. But that is cool, though, that you get to hear a little bit about what happened before, because usually in movies you never get to
Well, for the Star Wars
reference.
movies, I think.
Because usually in movies you don't see them referencing stuff from earlier parts of the film or earlier films, for that matter.
That's right.
So I think it's pretty cool. In a way.
Yeah.
And
And
actually,
then,
it is cool. Let's keep going.
well, I like it. And then she's
Yeah.
then like, you're a part of the tribe. And he's like, great. It's just what I always wanted.
That's funny.
Well, annoyed
that's
Han.
a Han. That's a Han. That's
Yeah,
a good Han
that's
line.
right.
That's a good one. That's not an annoyed Han line.
They're part of the tribe. Ewoks are loving it. Little baby Ewoks. Everybody's
They're having a
enjoying it.
blast.
What happened to the Rebel fleet? What happened to
They're waiting. They're out there.
whatever? Right? So Luke goes out, right?
Okay, this is a good scene.
Yeah.
This is a good scene. I
Okay.
like this scene.
So he's at night.
At night, Luke, you can tell something's about to happen. Luke, or at least Luke's about to do something. Luke has a conversation with Leia. This is a good scene because, Luke has a very good way of, starting the conversation. He's asking Leia about her mother, if she remembers anything. And they have a little, dialogue going on.
But he also says Vader's here on the planet.
Right. Yeah, and sorry, I'm going into too much detail. Yes, so they have a conversation, and then he says, Vader's here. And she's like, what are you talking about? He's like, I have to face him. He's like, no, you don't have to face him.
Luke, run away from this place.
Run away.
I love that. Run away from this place.
Run away. And the big reveal is that he says the Force is strong with his family.
First he says, Vader's my father. And she's like, your father?
Oh, yeah.
Ugh. Yeah. And then she should be like, that is amazing. What are the odds?
Yeah.
No, just your father. It's like a village. Oh, he's your father. What a raggedy man he is.
What a farther away man.
He's a father away man. And then he says, Force is strong with. And then later on they talk about her mother, blah, blah,
Well, that
blah.
was before or later. Anyway,
kind,
the point is that
sad.
he reveals to her.
Well, the thing about kind and sad, like with the prequels in mind, it's like she was born second, so she doesn't even know.
Who cares? We're not thinking about the prequels.
But that's why I'm thinking, just like on the things to hate about episodes 1, 2, and 3, this guy called Chef Elf, who did the writing, he said probably Jimmy Smits just was on his hover convertible, and they're speeding around on Alderaan City, and he's showing Leia, little baby Leia, like 4-year-old Leia, look, this was your mom, and shows a picture. Padme. Yep.
Probably.
And then so he says, Force is strong in my family. My
Sister.
sister has it.
She's like, whoa.
I'm your
And
sister.
she needs time to process all that.
And then she goes, "Do, do, do, do." And then we know what she's thinking.
Yep.
That one part. Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Ah! And then she should also be going, "Do, do. Vader's my father."
Oh, yeah, she didn't even think about that one.
Duh! Torturing her.
My father.
There you go.
Yep, that is bad.
Never
But
never
it's the
brought
truth.
up. Never brought up.
No. And, yeah, man. And so she has process. Han comes in, he's like, what's going on? And he's
Luke's
like,
left.
oh, you could tell Luke? You can't tell me.
He should have been drunk. Now you
Yeah.
can tell.
And she's like, no.
I...
But here is the moment that Han Solo is not annoyed.
Yes.
He goes, I'm sorry.
Oh, nice. Nice.
There
Hold
it
me.
is.
Like you did on the Death Star, where there was nothing but our annoyed aggressiveness towards each other.
Me calling the Wookiees
Come on.
carpets. Right.
Yep.
Anyway, let's keep going. Boom.
Well,
next scene. And
we
you're
see it-
selling
we
it.
see
You're
it-
selling it.
We see an AT-AT at night at the big base
Okay, this is a good scene.
on the planet Endor. It's at night with a big giant satellite.
Luke turns
Satellite
himself
of love.
in. Vader's like, get out of town, guards. I'm gonna
Guards
talk
get
to
out
Luke.
of town, and Luke's talking to him, and I love it because we see the evil.
This
and
is
we see
cool.
the good, and
This
we
is
see,
cool.
yeah.
And it's great because Luke, what's cool about Luke here is that I admire Luke's his tenacity.
Yeah, he's
For
great.
good.
This is the coolest Luke.
And I admire him going, you know what? I want to save my dad from the dark side. And he doesn't go, what's up, Dad? What's happening? No, he goes, Dad, there's good in you. I know so.
No.
Please, Dad.
No, there's
you
no
have a
good in me.
chance. And
Nah.
you're like, no.
Nah.
But he's like, but you've built this lightsaber,
I see you've constructed a new lightsaber.
And they have some technical lightsaber
And
talk.
he was avoiding. He was avoiding what.
He's like, did you use the E4 crystals or the E5 crystals? I find the E5 is a little
a
more.
little bit twitchy, yeah.
No. And what's
And
interesting
he,
is Darth
but no,
Vader.
like he was
Yeah,
like,
so
you were once Anakin Skywalker. And he's like,
That name no longer has any meaning for me.
You can tell that he's embraced.
there's
the
good in you.
dark.
Search into yourself, or whatever. Look and open your heart.
No. It's too late for me, son.
That was an interesting line there.
I like it.
That
I
was
like
a
it.
very well written line because that tells us that
This
in
is
a
the best
way-
part of Return of the Jedi.
Right. This tells us in a way that Darth.
This storyline, that is.
Right. That Darth, he made a decision, and he himself might not anymore fully embrace that decision of turning to the dark side.
Yeah.
But at the same time, he realizes that he's too far down the dark path.
Mm-hmm.
So we have this interesting moment where we see that it's almost like Darth Vader himself doesn't believe that he can be saved, and be turned to the good side, even if he wanted to.
Yeah.
There's a lot of self-doubt there from Darth's side. But the interesting part is that we can see there's someone in there that's not purely the half machine, evil Darth Vader.
Yeah, and I like
There's
it
the Anakin in
because
there.
you're taking the bad guy
Yes,
from
yes.
episode 5 where he was horrible.
Mhm.
Now you're making him feel you're going inside, and I like that. I like
Yeah, exactly.
So anyway-
yeah, making him definitely
Yeah.
so much
And-
more human, and we see he's not just this one-dimensional.
Yeah.
Ruler.
But he was still really good in episode 5.
Definitely.
So anyway, Luke is here to surrender himself to the Emperor. So they're going to go up to the Death Star,
Yeah. So this
chill
is the
out with
whole-
old Papa Paul.
Papa Paul.
Papa Sheev.
Drinking some pulpy orange juice.
Oh yeah, I'd love some right now.
Yeah. It's whole Sheev.
Papa Sheev.
Sheev, I know it's you.
Okay, so those two stormtroopers, they should have made a whole skit about that because the stormtroopers heard everything about your father, son, and then they should be on the elevator.
Well, they're thinking like, this Darth Vader guy is so weird.
He has a son? Did you ever think he had a son? No, I thought he was a machine. And then Luke's like, yeah, it's Darth Vader. It's Anakin Skywalker. Anakin Skywalker.
Oh, you mean they're talking to Luke?
Yeah. You think he's I heard of that. It was one of the best pilots in the Outer Rim galaxy.
That's right.
Wasn't in the Clone Wars?
Half an hour later. Thanks for that. That was really interesting.
Long.
What's your name? I'm Luke. Oh, cool.
Wait, I heard of this guy. He destroyed the first Death Star. Oh man, my buddy was on there.
We're on to that sketch.
Dax.
Remember the sketch from College Humor?
With all the stormtroopers,
Yeah.
I really like that, and I think that would be such a good idea for like a TV episode or
Yeah.
TV show, just like a mini series, like just
For
showing
fun.
daily lives of stormtroopers and of other beings.
That could be kind of cool.
Just random stuff. It doesn't even have to be drama, nothing like that.
Yeah.
Just talking.
Yeah.
Okay.
Now we're finally. This is the beginning of the end here.
Okay. Good. Finally. Yeah.
Finally, we can do this. We can do this. Emperor Palps. This conversation is long and spans many cuts.
I know, but
between...
I think. Yeah. So they just go to.
Let's see if we can sum up what happens at the beginning. Essentially, they already launch into
Well, the Rebel
arguments.
fleet finally, we cut back to the Rebels after so long, and they show up at they remember, like, on my mark, let's go.
Right, they're ready to go.
Hyperspace from Sullust, apparently.
Hey, wait
Love
a second.
Sullust.
Did we get to see Han get in yet or no?
Where?
The shield plant.
Jacob, it'll take ages for
I know.
them to get into the shield plant. That whole thing is. I don't know how we're going to talk about that. They get to the Death Star, the
Right.
fleet. I think that's what it was, right?
Well, I think they're ready
That's their
to go.
attack.
They're ready to go.
ready to wait for the shield to go down. Han, I think they do go to the shield, don't they?
I don't know if this happens here, but the key
Oh,
is...
right. They're hiding, and then the Ewok. He goes all the way to the
Right.
bike.
Right, the speeder bike takes it. Oh, yeah, I love this. He takes one speeder bike. The 4 scout troopers are like, let's all go after this one Ewok. And they're all running towards him. 3 of them shoot off with the speeder bike. The last guy is running and trying to get there.
They're so bored.
Man, they have to do something. But in the end, this last scout trooper is still there, right?
Yeah.
He stays there, and I think that Han and everyone...
Does Han hit the twig there?
I think that might be it.
The loudest twig in the world.
I think that might be it.
In the galaxy.
Basically, they get in. They get in.
They get in and then they get arrested, don't
Right,
they?
yeah. They're like, grenades, chargers, blah, blah. Captured.
It was hard to tell, really.
What?
I don't know. It just gets kind of fuzzy.
It does, but they get captured.
Yeah.
So their plan failed.
And then we see the big fleet.
And
of
the fleet is ready to go.
Not the fleet. I mean the army, the squadron of the troops. They're all outside when they get captured.
Right, that's okay. They got captured.
Yeah. And the chicken walkers are here. The ATSTs.
Oh, man, everyone's here. And the fleet in space, the rebel fleet, ready to go. And they're like, what is this? And then Lando's the only one who senses, like, wait a second, the shield's not down. The shield's not down. And everyone's like, let's
Couldn't they
keep going.
communicate with them on Endor?
I don't. But they got captured.
Okay,
Can't
so
communicate.
okay.
But I don't know how they have these sensors for shields. Whatever. Lando's like,
And what
shield's
if
not down,
they're
shield's
like,
not down.
you know,
They're
like, fall back, fall back.
And then Lando's like, guys, no way, shield isn't down. And everyone's like, okay, Mount Connolly, retreat. Phew. Too late. Now they have to battle.
Yeah,
Because
then they see
revealed.
this. Whoa! Probably like 1/3 of all the Death Stars are assembled behind them.
Yeah, you mean Star Destroyers?
I keep mixing those up all the time.
Mixing those up.
Mixing them up.
Okay.
Mixing them up.
Yeah.
Star Destroyers, like so many, and the Super Star Destroyer, and that is, I have to say, the best thing about Return of the Jedi is that dogfight space battle. It is the best. So
It's the
well
prime.
done. It's
The
prime.
They
It is
perfected it.
the motion, the camera work, vroom vroom.
They perfected
The only
it.
thing that's buggy is the
Compositing.
compositing. But you can't do anything.
But you have to admit, I mean, like the layers, how much they composite in that
we should
one.
link that video. That's
Yes,
great.
yes, because compared to 4 and 5, a ton of stuff is going on. It's so dense. So,
many
what's the
things
next
going
part?
Well, we can let that go for a bit. There's fighting and there's sacrifices. Like suicidal. Well, not suicidal. Like the black guy dies.
Oh man,
Ah!
the third black guy
In the
universe,
galaxy. Apparently, and then the Empire captured, and then we can go to the Emperor, and Luke sees the Emperor. What happens here?
Like I said, they talk.
I'm looking forward to completing your training.
That's basically
young
the
Skywalker.
gist of it is that he's like, you should join the dark side. Come on, it's inevitable. And Luke's like, no, I won't join the dark side. It's like it's inevitable.
And even
I
Darth
won't
Vader's like,
enjoy it.
It's inevitable.
Yeah, Darth Vader just getting up and like, it's inevitable. You have to join. That's pretty much the first part.
I'm afraid the Death Star will be quite operational
He's a
when my
madman.
friends arrive. And he looks so scary and
He
evil
does,
and
he
decrepit. This is why it would have been better in Episode 3 if Sheev would not have been deformed until we see him in Return of the Jedi, and then we see what kind of a hideous creature it became. Just maybe more pale, so it gives you a hint.
I agree.
At the end of Episode 3. But all right. Then there's fights, really good. I wish people who are making Episode 7 could see the Return of the Jedi and look at how graceful the camera movements are. Because that's, in my opinion, that's how you do it. You're showing it for an audience. Pretend the seat, the entire cinema chamber, all the seats are a spaceship, are you moving it. And not, because you can't move like a jitterbug. I'm always going to go with this, aren't I? Like the camera, you can't move the camera with a lens and achieve that sense of flight that you can with graceful movements, fast movements, slight bobbing to feel lifelike, but just, that's how you make it feel. And that's what they did in Return of the Jedi. It's really good. All right, go.
All right, so a lot of space battles happen.
And the Empire guys, they're like, we just, as long as they don't escape from the battlefield, the rebels. Why? The Emperor has something special planned for them.
You may fire when ready.
And and we get some stock footage from Episode 4, and the Death Star fires and hits one of the big Mon Calamari ships.
Oh yeah.
That blast came from the Death Star. It's operational, Nian Num. And Nian Num is Adimuka.
That's the classic line. I think we then cut back again to more convos
And then the Ewoks help,
with the
remember?
Emperor.
Well, what about Han?
We're cutting back to Han and them.
Well, the Ewoks come
Right,
in.
the Battle of Endor.
Which
Now
is the
we're
worst.
now we're
I have to
fighting-
say, after watching this, it's just that's the least interesting part. It's
Yeah.
just it's like what we saw with Battle of the Five Armies for the Humpin', where they were talking about what they were filming. We didn't know what we were filming. We were just
That's roughly kind of what it was. Unfortunately,
I'm sorry. That's how it feels like.
but
It's just
there's a lot of,
shenanigans with the Ewoks, and it was always fun when they get
a lot
blasted.
of rocks being thrown.
And then the Emperor says,
I sent a legion of my finest troops.
and then there's the Ewoks throwing rocks at them, and they
Yeah.
fall over.
I know it's too bad, but it's true.
And then
chicken
Wookiee and the
walkers
Wookiee,
and
Chewie, and two Ewoks hijack a
Chicken Walker.
chicken walker. That was cool.
Okay, so this is good. This is cool. Yeah, they hijack the Chicken Walker. They go out there. Han and Leia and 3PO.
Oh yeah, they're trying to get back
trying
into
to get
the.
back in the thing in the amidst of the battle. And R2, unfortunately, his hacking skills, as great as they are,
He gets
short-circuited.
blasted, doesn't he?
Yeah, he gets short-circuited.
Yeah,
No go, but
No!
Han can hotwire it.
being the scoundrel that he is,
He tries to hotwire it, not being too successful.
and Leia gets shot in
And
the
they
arm.
get shot in the arm.
Ow!
Yep. And then
They get cornered again.
they get cornered again. Oh no, this happens, and then the line comes in
Yeah,
where he's like,
and she's hiding a gun, like while the
while the
stormtrooper is
stormtrooper comes
approaching.
behind him.
I love you, and she goes, "I know."
What do you think about that?
Yeah,
I think
it's been done.
Yeah, I think that that was a very good line in episode 5, and I'm not so sure it had to be reprised, however you say that.
Yeah,
But nonetheless, Chewie
It
comes up.
happens.
It's like,
Yay!
Oh, well done for the chicken walks here. No, it's Chewie. Chewie, come down here. Let's have a party. And then they, I think they actually get in then. I think so.
Well, yeah, and then they lure the guys out of the shield, and then he's like, "The rebels have lost. We need help." And then all the guys celebrating inside the bunker, the Imperials, all run out. All of them.
Oh,
Yay!
yes. All run out. And they're like, huh? And the rebels catch him.
Yep.
And we're back in. Plant the charge.
Explode the thing.
Explode the thing.
And it exploded, and I thought that Han was right next to the explosion. He just goes, huh.
I don't know how that worked, but that was insane. And it exploded an entire satellite. Those are some good chargers.
Annoyed Han.
Yeah.
So anyway, that part of the story is done.
The shield is down. Now we're focusing on.
Let's do it.
Let's do it.
The meat of the story. The Emperor is showing Luke out of the window, and of course we always thought this Emperor's chamber was the middle of the Death Star.
I know.
The nipple of the Death Star.
I always thought, or the butthole.
That's what you said, right?
Yeah.
So,
I always thought it was
lasers.
that. Yeah. I always thought it was that place as well, but it turns out
that it's just a little tower up somewhere on the surface.
Yeah. Which is too bad, because that'd be sweet.
And of course never mind. It's a trap. We did that. We talked about it. And one guy in an A-wing kamikazes by accident and destroys that general from episode 5, and the Super Star Destroyer falls into the surface.
That was cool. I like that.
Pretty cool.
So what can we talk about here in the Luke-Darth Vader conflict?
Well, the Emperor is trying to tell him, like, strike me down.
There's this whole tension here because what's happening is Luke...
Your friends are losing?
Yeah, Luke is being forced to see something that is terrifying to him, which is his friends losing in the space battle. Again, the Space Wars, as you might call them.
The Space Wars. Space Wars, Episode 7, The Force Awakens.
He put him in a position where he's forcing him to watch this, which Luke absolutely hates that he's doing to him. The Emperor is trying to lure him and trying to provoke him to embrace his anger, embrace the dark side of himself.
And how do you do that?
Huh?
By striking down the Emperor, releasing all the hatred.
Releasing all the hatred.
And anger.
Luke is struggling because, now Luke is having to sit, he's in this position where either he has to be forced to look at this stuff that's happening outside, or what does he do? Does he strike the Emperor? Because that's obviously not the Jedi way. That's not the correct thing to do. And there's this whole tension here. Darth Vader is just like...
Well, we're starting to believe that Darth Vader is probably completely like a empty, hollow shell with the Emperor in it.
Exactly, because thus far we've only seen a really tiny glimpse
of the Emperor.
Of any kind of hope in Darth Vader.
Yeah,
only a tiny glimpse, and so we don't know what's happening there. And after a while,
but it's cool because Darth Vader's genius in Episode 5 and Episode 4 now. Is flipped upside down when the Emperor's there. Then Darth Vader's quiet. He doesn't know what to do without the Emperor, and I think that's great.
Right, we're seeing a totally different picture of Darth Vader, and we're seeing the Emperor is in fact the mastermind, and is in fact this guy who's doing all
under Jar Jar.
Yeah, of course, Darth Binks. Watch out for him because he's somewhere. Who knows where with his Imperial elite guards.
Oh, he's so elite. He can just be walking around in Naboo.
Oh, of course, yeah. Oblivious. Yeah. I mean, everyone else is oblivious because he's such a master.
Yeah, so he can just be like, whoa, Misa.
And little did we know, the entire galaxy is under his control.
Yeah.
But that's interesting, the tension that they kind of had in that scene. And, so really...
Well, Luke cracks.
Yeah, what happens is Luke, he can't take it anymore. He just gives in. And this is interesting. This is very interesting because you notice that Luke...
Well, he was looking at the Emperor.
Yeah, he gets his lightsaber, and as he strikes, Darth Vader intervenes, and their blades clash.
Yeah.
Now, what's interesting about this is I never, ever thought that he was even aiming for the Emperor.
Really?
I thought that Luke knew that Darth Vader would intervene, and so I thought that Luke would give enough time for Darth Vader to swing in so they can clash and battle Darth Vader.
I felt like this was more dramatic.
What you're saying is actually very dramatic because we are being shown that Luke, in fact, would have killed the Emperor.
Yeah.
Which is crazy because in that case, Luke actually really gave in, if you think about it.
He was.
And that's pretty crazy.
I think it's great because that shows, like, I think that's why they gave him a black outfit. I don't know. Maybe.
I don't know, but
that's supposed to be the original Jedi uniform.
That's a very interesting way to look at it, though, because that is a very different effect than him hoping Darth Vader on what I thought. This one is real.
Yeah.
Yeah, this one's a real.
It shows
a real dramatic.
And then Darth Vader just.
That's pretty intense, I think.
And they do some dueling. And now they're on equal measure. Now they're both
masters.
Yes, it's so cool. And he should have been like, when I left you, I was about to learn, and now I am the master.
Only a master of stupid Jedi things.
Yeah. And it's interesting because here we don't really know what Luke is going to do.
You can't win, son.
Because Luke doesn't want to. You can't kill his father.
If you strike me down, I shall die. Yeah. That's about it.
But yeah, that scene happens, and a lot of dueling is had. But there's a lot of
and what I like to see, it cuts back and forth. But we already did the other scenes, so we're just talking about Luke and Vader.
Yeah.
And I was thinking we should just cut each scene individually, like each section.
Oh yeah, to combine them.
Like not to combine them. Yeah, to combine every scene that's been cut.
Yeah.
Yeah. And what I like seeing is how Luke sometimes kicks Vader, and he usually gets the upper hand most of the time. When before, Darth Vader was just playing him like a fiddle in episode 5.
Yeah. But we're also having moments where Luke is definitely, Luke is very intent on resisting.
Yeah, he's like, I will not fight you.
And every time he's got the upper hand, he's like, I'm
the
done.
Emperor is sitting
I'm
there
done.
and going,
he's like, I'm done. I'm not going to join you. You're going to kill me. You're going to have to kill me. He's like, I'm not joining you. They'll never join you. But Darth is like, do not lower your defenses.
You are unwise to lower your defenses.
Darth Vader is still, he's not
so
budging. And so there's that whole conflict there.
And then finally, like I told you, Luke sometimes kicks him down the stairs and stuff. It's so good because you see that Luke is really good at this stuff now. It's
definitely.
So cool. And then Luke's like, no, not going to fight you. And he just goes and hides underneath.
Yeah.
And Vader's looking for him. So this is like at the end already. And then he's like,
Luke, come here.
Marco.
You can't resist. You
pull
have to say.
Okay, yeah? What do you want to say?
And then he senses, remember? Doesn't he sense Luke? He's like,
your feelings are revealing to me various things, Luke.
Remember that?
Mm-hmm.
So when does he...
Your concern for your friends is your weakness.
And stuff like that, right?
Mm-hmm.
And it's scary, and there's like this underscore that's nice. And he has that lightsaber. And of course we saw sometimes the occasional shadow of the lightsaber.
Oh, yes.
And then Darth Vader says like...
especially for sister. So you have a twin sister. Obi-Wan was wise to hide her from me.
Right? Mm-hmm. And then he says the thing that Luke is still hiding. He doesn't want to fight Vader. And he just goes like,
if you will not be turned, then perhaps she will.
And that's
Never!
it. That's the thing that completely throws Luke.
But yeah. And then one of the best, this is like the best Return of the Jedi musical moment, the thing where it's like very melancholy sounding from John Williams, right? Oh, 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 and it's like I don't even want to sing it. It doesn't. Bum bum, and that's just Luke tearing it up.
Luke is in.
Knock him out the box, Luke. Knock him out. Knock him out the box, Luke. Knock him out.
This is Luke. Luke is in rage mode.
I would have loved to seen a better filmed version of this, but we'll talk about that later. And he just goes, and Darth Vader doesn't know what to do anymore. And then he's being pushed all the way to the end, to the bridge. Then he just gets his lightsaber knocked out, and Luke cuts his hand. And he falls over. And then there's
And
Luke like,
he cut his hand off
Yep.
just like Vader cut
Yep.
his off.
this is cool.
Which
I
is
love
very
this.
interesting.
Like poetry rhymes. And then the climax of the piece of the music is good. And when the Emperor comes down from the stairs.
Mm-hmm.
Now, kill him.
No, he doesn't say that.
No.
What does he say? I don't even know.
Basically more rhetoric about the dark side and things like that.
So he tells him
But
to,
Luke is
so,
done.
So
Luke
Luke wants to kill him. You know, Luke wants him to kill Vader.
Take Vader's
Luke
place
wants
at
him to
my
kill
side.
Vader. That's what he said. You mean Palpatine wants him to kill
Yeah.
Vader?
And then Luke's like, no.
He's done. And this is the final thing from Luke.
Can't be
He
dealing with
throws
this.
his
Can't be dealing with
lightsaber
this.
across the room and says, "I am a Jedi, like my father before me."
Oh, that, and then you cut back to the Emperor. He's like,
And you can see the Emperor realizes that's it. He can't turn Luke. Luke will never
the
turn.
light side, making me feel bad. And yeah,
What does he say then? He's just like,
if
Pity.
you'll, so be it, Jedi.
Yeah.
And he's like, if you'll not be turned, then
"You will die. You'll be destroyed," or something like that. Something like that. And lightnings both come in.
power. No, I'm sorry. I can't. I have to. I'm always
Phil
putting
F,
up
you're
to 3.
ruining
I'm
it.
ruining the moment. He just used the lightning, and we're like, whoa, scary wizard with lightning. And Luke's just getting fried. He's getting fried. It's horrible.
He's getting fried.
And Vader comes up, gets up. And I just
Now,
like
this was
I
a really
like
good
this
moment.
the imagery. I
Yeah.
like it so much. Just Vader, conflicted man.
This is a great moment showing that visual language here is all you need to
Yes.
convey the conflict that's within Vader. He doesn't have to say a thing. No one has to say a thing.
I mean, Luke didn't even have to go, "Father, please." He didn't even have to do
he
that.
didn't know.
But it's all right. It's good.
It's okay.
Oh,
It
and you always see
shows
his teeth.
Luke's
His teeth getting
vulnerability.
zapped.
Yeah, the teeth. That's right.
And it,
Maybe-
and it
maybe
goes
they'll
on for a
whiten his
while, which
teeth
is good
later.
because it's
Maybe they'll-
painful. And then
maybe
we just
they'll-
see Emperor Palpatine just like
No,
really
you know,
angry.
I have to say though, I don't know why they didn't put this. Why didn't they have like a little bit, like make his clothes a little bit fried up
Yeah,
or something? You know,
yeah.
just a little bit.
his hair going, "Pooh!"
Okay.
And then
But you know what I'm saying? A little
Big
smoke,
Luke,
little,
the human
little-
piece of toast.
little smoke here
Yeah.
and there, you know, just
Yeah.
to show like it's painful. You know, maybe his boots can get on fire.
Yeah,
no,
start
that's too
melting.
much.
Okay,
But
okay.
the rest, I'm saying for real.
and then he's like, "Thou young Skywalker, you will die."
But we're seeing here at this point is that we don't know how much pain and how much
Yeah.
damage he's inflicting to Luke. This could be it.
And this is the peak. The peak. This is
This
here.
the peak.
Darth Vader is looking, and then the music is building. Oh, it's really good, and you just see close-ups of Vader, like all dusty and stuff, looking at his son, and he's just going, "Ah!" And then he turns to Palpatine, and Palpatine's just, "Ah!" He's angry and evil and hatred, full of anger and hatred. Darth Vader just looks a few more times. And then what's great, because he has a mask on, you don't see any facial expression. That's what I love the most. And then he just turns and just grabs him. Dun 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 dun. Ah! And then the Emperor is still zapping around. Dun dun. He's just holding him right above his head. Darth Vader, really hulking strong machine man. Dun 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 dun. Dun. And he walks all the way to the edge of this bridge with a huge drop down there, and he just throws the Emperor down. Ah! And lightning zapping all around down the hole, and then the Emperor falls down, and then this blue cloud smoke comes out. This
That was cool.
emanating evil.
The blue cloud was cool, and the wind.
And of course, Vader was being zapped
Right,
as
right,
well,
right.
which is not good for his machine part. And he's just looking down there, and we see a little bit of Vader skeleton. Do you see that? That's pretty cool. And Vader's gone. And then there's this music that you can't really hear because of the wind sound effect, because of all this suction. But this male choir. It's in the soundtrack. You can listen to it. It'll be playing when I'm doing this. So, yeah, there we go. And then it's over. That was such a good sound.
It was, wasn't it? Because you can tell that it's
And what I always
bad.
liked, sorry, go on.
no, nothing.
What I always liked about this, even as a kid, is like you take this strong, powerful bad guy, and now he's down there, he made his choice to reject the dark side, the evil. And now, but you still have this great big, symbol of evil there, but he's now good. And I always thought that was...
Yeah. Totally.
But he's dying, he's weak, so it's like...
Yeah.
That's cool. And Luke's just there, he's like...
Luke. Totally.
So I don't know what... what is
Well,
his...
yeah, that's pretty much it. He got it down. And Luke takes him away. Because at this point, remember, the rebels have the upper hand because the shield is down, and the Operation Destroy Death Star 2 is commencing.
Yeah.
That's pretty much it. The space battle happens, and they go into the Death Star. Remember that?
That is
They're
great.
They're swinging.
Did you
through
see
the
that? How
tunnels.
nice that looked like going through that tunnel.
Yeah.
They have some tunnel chasing in episode 7, and I would like to see the comparison.
Oh, yeah. We'll see that.
How this one had a proper cameraman record wonderfully, speed, precision, all that stuff. Now we're gonna see Uncle Joe, the drunk amateur, going whoa, shaking his camera and zooming in and out. Sorry. Okay. Yeah, that happens. They go into, and I kind of didn't like the interruption. Dun, 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 and then just go into the Death Star, just like episode 4.
Hey, I think arguably a lot of the cuts towards the end of the film did a little bit feel disjointed. Definitely.
So they go inside the tunnel, and then we get chased by folks and stuff like that. Then we cut back to the Death Star. Everybody's in panic. Alarm! That wonderful alarm sound.
Someone should have been like, I thought this one would. I thought everyone said this is going to be a safe Death Star.
No more Death Stars for us. Get out before it explodes again.
Yeah, totally.
And there's Luke dragging his father. It's so cool to see, though. I just have to keep saying that, And all these stormtroopers. I wonder what they're thinking. The officers.
That element.
They're not thinking anything.
That element in the trilogy is a really good one. Even though it doesn't even have to be, played out so much. Darth Vader was never a big focus in any of the films, really. I mean, he was...
not as a person.
Not as a person. He wasn't the main character per se.
But he was a main antagonist, really effective.
Main antagonist, but I think that he wasn't really... We didn't focus so much on his
we didn't focus on
story.
his...
And so I think that even how it was done at the end of episode 6 now, with his arc, is that I think it works out well. It really does, Yeah. Because it concludes the conflict between Luke and Vader. Mm-hmm. And I think it worked out. So
it's great. So he's dragging Vader down to to one of the shuttles so he can escape. Everybody else is running away. And then they stop, on the foot of this shuttle.
Yeah.
Luke, help me take this mask off.
And I was like, whoa, take the mask off.
That was, I remember.
But you'll die.
Nothing can stop that now. Did he say son? Something?
I think so.
Well, it's true. I mean, I thought,
this is a pretty sad moment.
I thought, why couldn't they, I always thought, why couldn't he he could still survive.
I don't know.
But then I have to remember that the Emperor's electrocution
that's the thing.
completely destroyed. There's no time to have
Yes, that's what I thought.
it.
I always had his respiratory system. You didn't have time to blah, blah, blah. You couldn't fix it in time for him to survive.
Nothing can stop that now.
And
let me look on you with my own eyes, right?
Cool. Great last wish there. That's good. I wasn't being sarcastic. I wasn't being annoying Han Solo.
Yeah.
Well, great.
Yeah, no.
And then he opens it, and we remove the hood, and it's so cool because this is this legendary bad guy, as I keep saying, and then now you're peeling everything away. It's all being deconstructed.
Yeah.
And opening the mask, and it's just a pale, white, sad man.
Yeah.
Sad old guy, scarred for years.
Yeah.
And the music is great. The music is so nice and somber. And he has those eyebrows. Yeah, but he's definitely been burned or something. But he still has the eyebrows. You can grow those back.
Yeah.
I'm just saying because, special.
I know.
And it's Christopher. No, not Christopher. It's Sebastian Shaw.
Mm-hmm.
And there he is. What does he say? He just says,
"You were right." And this is the concluding.
I love it.
So remember how we had that glimpse of Vader at the balcony? He was talking to Luke.
Yeah.
And he was doubting himself that he was too far down the path of evil. But now we conclude finally the story, and I think that it's nice because Vader is turned. You know, Luke managed to save Vader.
Yeah.
And even Vader knows that himself, and he tells Luke that. And I think it's a good moment there.
I think and I like how it's like this sad old guy, and we thought he was this amazing.
Yeah.
You know, we thought he was David Prowse, you know, or like super buff James Earl Jones, you know.
Mm-hmm.
Or no, we thought it would be at least this is what I would be thinking. Carl Weathers.
Oh, underneath. Underneath.
That's what it's like.
That'd be hilarious. Carl Weathers.
Carl Weathers looks so much like Billy D. Williams. It's like he's the.
Do you
the
think
big guy.
he could be convincing?
What?
Darth Vader.
I don't know. I mean, look, it doesn't matter who's in the costume.
He's too happy looking.
He's too.
You know?
No, it's true. But I was thinking like that's what you kind of imagine. I don't know. I just imagined the mask, and then what's his name? Director of Empire Strikes Back, Irvin Kershner. He said, you know, for the last one, don't reveal his face. Who knows what's under there?
good.
Which is a great idea.
Yeah.
But in this case, the sort of story they're telling, it's perfect. I love it. It's great. It's just him. Tell your sister you were right about me. Right?
Yep.
And he dies. And then little harp. Dun 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 dun. It's so good. So good. Luke just looks at that and is like, all right, man. And I like this idea that Darth Vader, Anakin Skywalker didn't know who his sister, like who Luke's sister was. He wouldn't be like, Leia.
True.
Because if it was...
True. But yeah, I don't think he knew.
Nah. And there we go. And that's that. And then it just cuts. Dun, dun, dun. We gotta go through this. And then they go inside the central core. This is so unimportant now because it's like
they destroy the center core, leave out. That was pretty cool though when Lando, has to make that final push.
Yeah, that shot was so cool.
At the end to get out of the Death Star in time as it's exploding and So you're saying this? Dun, dun, dun,
Yeah.
dun, dun,
Yeah.
dun, dun,
Dun,
dun,
dun,
dun.
dun, dun.
You don't think it's as good as the one?
No, because it was kind of fast. It was going fast.
Oh, okay.
Dun, 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 dun.
And the old one?
Bum 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 bum. So yeah, but still, it blows up and everybody's happy, and Nia Num just goes, haha, yeah. And then Lando should just be like, what? You telling me you've seen this all the time in your fleets?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh
Isn't that
man.
So they all escape. Luke escapes. We got a little shot of Luke escaping. So all is well, and we cut back to the last moments of Star Wars.
Yep, these are the last moments of all the movies.
You just remembered.
Until 7.
Oh yeah, until a couple of weeks from now. And but now we go to the funeral. We see a little bit of celebration with the X-wings with some fireworks.
Yep.
But we get a nice little.
Well, Luke.
Yeah.
I wonder where that comes from, though. That the link with the, let's say, Luke burning, right?
Yeah.
Vader's
corpse.
Right. Where does that come from? Like, why is that part of the?
I just thought it
Jedi.
looks dramatic to me.
Oh yeah.
That's the only reason I can think. Like for the scene, it's a good closure for the movie. Like in the.
Okay, because I know.
Like,
then
what do you
later-
do with you bury him?
Well, I know, but let's say in the prequels, then that becomes a Jedi thing. Remember?
Or maybe it just becomes a.
Remember Qui-Gon?
Yeah.
I don't know. Okay, so that happens.
It's great. It's a good moment.
Yep.
Luke's looking, and we see Vader's image, like in fire, and I think that's a great image.
definitely.
How you
definitely.
see him just lying there, and then the fire's coming out.
Yeah, and it's sad. I mean, because think about
Yeah.
it, Luke. You know, this is Luke's burden to bear,
And
and everyone else. You know,
if
he
Han
has
was
to-
there, good riddance. The filthy rat, the womp rat.
Yeah, Han, man. In this one, he is
He was a smelly Verkle.
son of a Verkle.
And then Luke's just like, get out of here, Han.
Han.
I'll I'll tell you a few things later.
Yeah, and then after
I'm-
that,
I'm-
we also have.
Hey, I'm burning your future father-in-law.
Oh yeah. And we also have then Han's like to Leia. He's like,
Oh, that's right. Yeah, the explosion happens. That
the
happens
explosion
before.
happens, and
Yeah,
Han's
yeah, I
like-
forgot about that
Han's
one.
like,
Sure hope Luke wasn't on
oh,
that.
you love him, don't you?
Well, no,
I
wait.
understand. What do you
like,
mean?
He said he was like, I sure hope Han.
Oh.
I sure
Oh,
hope
yes.
Luke wasn't
Yeah,
on
you're right.
there.
You're right.
All the Ewoks celebrating.
And
She's like, nah, I felt it that he wasn't. You love him. Yes. Oh, okay. All right, I understand.
I'm annoyed. I won't get in the way. I'm annoyed.
I won't get in the way.
She's like,
Oh, no, it's not like that.
no, he's my brother. And he's like,
And
but after that, he's like, and he's like,
he gets a kiss from him, and he's like, okay, I'm done.
we've exhausted the joke.
But it's been all members of the party,
I know. What can you do?
and Jar Jar's like,
They didn't know.
all about the Misa plan. Misa plan. Okay. Then the funeral thing happens. Then the celebration.
So do you want to tell us your feelings about
Yup, nup.
the differences in the songs?
Don't mean don't get your geek. Don't be Well, the Ewoks are celebrating, doing jump
No, but don't you want to talk about the song
flips. Yeah,
differences?
they're doing flips and somersaults, and they're using the you know the stormtrooper helmets as drums and stuff, and all the rebel people are coming down to
great.
join in.
It's awesome. the
Wedge
party.
is there,
Yeah.
survived all 3
Yes.
films, didn't die like Porkins.
Nice. Han's there, Leia's there.
There might be some Verkles,
Yes,
who knows?
Lando's there. Luke comes in. It's like, yes, Luke's here.
Oh, what?
And he's like,
He
oh,
said,
he's giving
"Yo!"
hugs all around, and it's great.
And then I liked when you could see Lando talking to Ni and Num or some other, or Wedge or something, talking about like some stories, like when we went out.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Oh, hey, yo,
And Luke looks upon
yeah,
Yoda.
Yo,
Obi-Wan. and Anakin Skywalker.
and then Anakin. Dun, dun, dun. And
Dun,
we
dun,
see
dun,
him
dun.
as the
We see him as he
person as he once was,
wants.
and it's just such a fatherly,
Well,
a great fatherly figure.
No, Philip.
Great
This is
casting.
what I think. I think that.
What do you mean? That's how he once was, the Jedi. Oh no, you're saying as if he would have been if he wasn't
correct?
Darth Vader.
Because I think that it's safe to say that he died
Yeah,
good.
yeah. And so we see him.
That's what we see him as.
It's great. I love it.
We would not have seen him as.
And it's not jarring in any way, shape, or
No,
form.
it's perfect because it's like, oh, this is great.
It's so nice to see. You know,
Yeah,
that's who he was.
Yeah.
Darth Vader.
exactly.
Yeah. Dun, 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 dun. Celebrate the love. Celebrate the light.
Light or love?
Celebrate the love. I don't know. Love.
Light.
And then they just come together. You know, Leia takes Luke there, and then it's just
And
such
they
a
look
nice.
at the camera and they smile. And they
Yeah, that was that. It's supposed to look like episode 4, I think, maybe. You
leave.
know.
Oh.
Celebrate the light. Celebrate the light.
Oh.
Dun, 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 dun. Well, we totally messed that one up. Yeah. And that was episode 6. Now I just want to tell you about the alternate one from the special
Tell us.
edition. That's the 97 special edition, not the one with Anakin, because that is jarring, horrible, and it doesn't work whatsoever.
Yeah, no,
Everybody's
that
in
was bad.
agreement. It just doesn't work. It doesn't work, and especially if they just what's
It's like,
Hayden doing?
Who is this?
Yeah,
Doesn't work.
he's just making frowny faces like. But I do like the new song. I do like the
Okay,
new song.
tell us
I
what you
have
like about
to.
the
I
song.
have to. Okay, the new special edition song John Williams did for the extended version. For the I don't like the extended idea too much.
We're showing more places.
like everybody in the world is
Yeah.
just like, hey, Death Star blew up, we're okay.
I don't like it either because it's not necessary.
Too sudden and unnecessary. Because like that's not where our emotional focus was.
Exactly.
Maybe they could have showed a little bit in the Rebel fleets,
Right.
something like that. But yeah. But I liked the new 97 music. People keep saying it doesn't sound like Star Wars. It sounds like New Age kind of music. It's so good. It goes dun dun dun. Da-da-dum, ba-da-dum, bum, 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 bum. It just sounds like an end, like the proper end.
I mean, I think it sounds pretty good.
Bum, bum, ba-da-dum, bum, 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 bum. Dun, 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 dun.
It's more dramatic.
I love that.
It's more dramatic.
And it sounds like the Force theme a little bit. Dun, 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 dun.
It has a nice ending too.
Yeah.
It's more
Instead of the
coherent.
Ewoks. The Ewoks are the ones that are ending the saga. Jacob.
Yeah, I know.
With their little song. Yowa! Itak! Yowa! But I will say the original is the original. I mean, we
That's
watched
the
the
thing.
original,
That's
the
the thing.
despecialized edition.
You have to keep that into
with the low resolution eyebrows.
the low res. That's so true. So true.
Yeah.
No, but that. Yeah, but I mean, yeah, you have to.
All right, so that's
So
the
there
movie.
we go.
So we finished it, Jacob. We're done. We don't have to talk about Star Wars, but the next one, sure. But that's it. We're done. We reviewed all of them.
That is awesome.
How do you feel? Hey, kid, how
I
you feel?
accomplished. I think it's pretty good. I mean, I can't believe it. We did all of them.
I don't believe it.
My only regret is they're a little long,
I know. I can't help it.
but how else can you do it? if
What is he gonna do? You know, like, do
Yeah.
you want to, like? I think this is
Well,
more fun.
Yeah, but I was gonna say, like, the thing is, if you want to go into detail like we did, you have to have it long. Otherwise, you're sacrificing the detail for length.
Mm-hmm.
And in that case, you're wondering what's the point of it.
Yeah.
You could just condense into 10 minutes if you're doing that. So it's either all in or all out. So we went all in. And did
That
everything.
new ending, the new music gives me goosebumps a little bit.
Yeah?
The part where it descends. So good. Oh, man.
Oh yeah, but I mean, I think it
I
sounds
know.
pretty nice.
And then in the 2004 special edition, release are free.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Is actually him saying that?
Well, it's a Gungan, a Gungu.
So what's Darth Binks' plan now? After
Mess around some more, I guess.
I hate him.
That's still stupid. Okay.
So final
No,
thoughts.
this is
on
what I
Return
wanted
of
to
the
tell you.
Jedi.
What did you think of Return of the Jedi? Because I can tell you what I thought, but if you want to say
I'll
first.
go first. So
Be my guest.
my final thoughts are essentially that I think as a film, I think it's a fun film. I think it's a conclusion to the Star Wars trilogy. I think it's nice that we get to see all the characters again. I think it's nice to see the arc of Vader and Luke and conclusions to the story, to the established story of the fourth one, and see the characters go. To see them have gone so far, and that's nice. And I think that there's definitely, as a story, I think that I mean, it's you can follow it, and I think that for the most part it works as a standalone film.
Okay.
But at the same time, I don't think it's as strong as it could have been. And I also feel like in moments of the film, I felt like the cast coming back, apart from Luke, I think I often got the feeling like it was kind of like, let's kind of get this over with in a way. And I didn't feel like the characters were completely in their zone, like Leia or Han.
Yeah.
It felt like, compared to 5, where, like they're very much, the roles were there and they were defined and they meant something active, and they meant something in the story, and they were crucial, and no one was superfluous.
Like Han was
Like
here.
Han. And things like that, I feel like.
And
the
Leia.
movie- well, of course. And things like that, I think, detracted from the film having, it could have been stronger.
Oh man, you want to know what I thought?
And so when you look at it in comparison to the 3, unfortunately, it is the weakest of the trilogy, and unfortunately, it lacks that oomph, and it lacks that nice, solid story to keep you interested and engaged, and it lacks, I think, a lot of those moments and intense story points that make Star Wars so special and interesting.
Yeah. Can I say what I thought about it?
And that's pretty much what I would say. I think.
Okay, cool. Well, when I finished watching this, I was a little disappointed. I was pretending I just watched 4, 5, and then 6. 6 just didn't. The only good parts were the parts that were meant to be told, like Episode 3, in a way. The best parts in Episode 3 were the story that finishes the thing with Anakin turning to the dark side, and all that revolves around that. This is the same thing with Luke being challenged by the Emperor and seeing Darth Vader's, story, and that whole thing with father and son, and lightsaber fighting, and hate and anger, and use, and the space battle was the best part. And everything else just felt like it didn't feel like it was the last episode. It felt like it was just another adventure with the Skywalkers and Skywalkers now, Leia, and Leia didn't have to be Luke's sister. But it does make sense now when I watched it in an emotional way, because at the end, that's what triggers Luke, and it kind of helps.
Now, here's something that's interesting, actually. As a film, and as we talked about those emotional elements in the movie, I will personally say they didn't really affect me as much as they probably
should have.
Were written to.
Like what?
Like, for instance, Luke's motivation when he says that his sister could be turned.
Yeah.
I understand completely what the scene is trying to do, and I'm trying to give as much credit as possible for the story. But just on a personal note, if I'm being really honest, is that I didn't really see how that worked. I didn't feel what Luke was feeling necessarily. And that's what I think it comes down to, maybe, if you would agree with those emotional points in the film, is that they aren't, for whatever reason, strong enough.
And it wasn't packed like Empire Strikes Back was.
No.
Empire Strikes Back took us all over the place and just told a nice interweaving story.
I mean, everything in Empire is interesting, and everything seems to, you want to see what happens next, really.
Yeah.
And even, of course, in Episode 4, same thing.
Yeah.
And this one, unfortunately, it feels like you're back, and it's time to do some stuff.
Yeah. It was,
And while not bad, of course, is that it's not.
But that's what I really felt at the end. I felt it was kind of disappointing.
Yeah,
disappointing. It's like, is that it? No, that is not it. We're gonna see Episode 7 now. There's a new Star Wars. Jacob, could you imagine the day? Could you imagine the day that there would be a new Star Wars? I mean, not going back in the past. I mean, not going back to the past. Going to the future.
I don't know, man. We'll find out. We will find out.
I mean, look, like I said, let's cap this off with saying Episode 7, I don't know anything at all. I have, in my head, I can't imagine what will be in the film. Literally can't, because I don't have enough resources to draw upon. And I like it, because then I can give it an honest assessment. I'll be surprised by everything, and then we'll see what happens at the end.
Absolutely. I also don't know anything.
That's great.
I'm not even thinking about it.
No, I don't think about the movie. I think about going to Tim's place. For some reason, I keep having three different dreams.
That's gonna be fun, though. That's gonna be really fun.
Yeah. But I don't think about the movie. I never go, I wonder what's going to happen to this. No. Like when we just saw it today, we saw Kylo Ren. Pfft, who cares? To me, Kylo Ren is nothing. He's just a poster boy at this moment.
Kylo Ren is dead to me.
Well, he is, because I never saw him.
Yeah. No, me too. I don't.
You know what I mean?
But the good thing
new
is,
character, the new woman character, what's her name? Rey, right? I don't know. Who is that? They mean nothing to me until I watch the film.
Yeah, man.
And Boyega, Arturo Boyega, I think his first name. I know his last name, Boyega, Mr. Boyega. He's the stormtrooper.
Oh yes.
Well, he's not
yes,
a
yes.
stormtrooper, of course, but
No,
yeah.
he's the main character.
He gets a lightsaber.
Now, the most important
Looks
question,
good.
though, the most important question for episode 7 really is, will they be Verkles?
Yes, of course.
I believe that is the question.
Will
we're
the
looking
mystery be
for.
solved?
Will the mystery, like, will the Verkle be like in the desert, and we'll find out, oh, they can survive in all kinds of climates.
I know. I really can't wait to see that.
And we'll see that new guy, Gunjabanjan, or whatever his the villain.
Kylo Ren.
Yep, he comes in, he's like, slices
And then we
the
get to
Verkle.
see what's the anatomy behind
Ah,
the
yes, for our scientific research purposes.
Verkle. Yes.
Tell about. No, I don't know. I really don't.
I know nothing.
I know nothing. We'll find out.
So join
What
us for the
happens.
next time.
Yeah, so join us for the last, truly. Well, that's a
Yeah.
good question. Who knows?
Nah, I don't think we're gonna do too much of a if episode 8 like the
Yeah.
you
This
know
is
the
just fun.
specialness is gone
This is just fun because it's like
because this is something you
build-up
never
of-
expected.
You know, after so many years, something
Yeah.
comes out, and why not
Yeah.
make something? To
I don't
coincide
think
with
like
that.
I really don't
Yeah.
think we're gonna go in depth with episode 8. We're just gonna talk about it like another movie.
Right.
Yep. Well, that's it.
Okay, so
Merry Christmas.
that is
Merry
it.
Christmas.
Thank
Merry
you
Christmas.
for listening,
Have a happy holiday.
everyone.
Celebrate Life Day and watch Star Wars Holiday Special.
Oh yes.
We celebrate a day of peace.
No,
a
don't watch.
day
It's
of
really
hope.
boring.
Oh, it's horrible.
And you have a great time. Have a
Will
great
you
Christmas.
light
We'll be
the
back.
sky
We'll be
on
back
fire?
for some cool podcasts probably.
Will
before
you
Christmas.
light tonight like you did the night before.
And our secret project we need to finish. I suppose
yeah,
you
can
this
take
is the
me
last
higher
call
than the diamonds
for
in the
everyone.
sky.
If you are listening to this,
Take me.
quick recap. We have a
Ooh,
little
vanish.
just really quick.
Sorry.
Just a quick special Christmas extravaganza
Yes,
thing.
the Christmas extravaganza.
Just a second reminder, if you guys are listening, is that just pick out one of your favorite moments from the podcast, from any of the old episodes. Send us the time code of your favorite moment. Could be funny, could be whatever. Roughly 5 minutes, roughly short. Send in a time code to us. We'll have again in the description if you want to participate. And the idea is that we will figure something out. Well, there'll be a phase 2 of this project, and there'll be something special planned.
Yeah.
And we will randomly pick somebody from the special moments if you
Well, I don't-
participate.
okay.
Well, what do you want to say?
Well, okay, you're going to have to say that because...
Say what?
Actually, here's the thing. Since we're already putting, like, there's already an assignment for them. Like, for example, they have to pick a special moment.
Okay.
Well, then I should make something for the thing we randomly select with their favorite special moment.
Right.
Yeah.
But we're going to reveal that. We're not going to reveal it now.
No.
But you just revealed it. You're going to make something.
Well, what else will it be? If we pick it randomly, then people don't know what the significance
yes,
of the random
yes.
moment.
So the reveal is we will make something, but that's the secret. You don't know what it is.
Yeah.
And we were going to pick out someone randomly, but come on, guys, submit. We only have like 3 submissions.
No, but we gotta get more.
So just a couple more, maybe, if you guys want to submit. It'll be cool because if you're picked, you will get something special, and it'll be cool. So there we go. That's it. Thank you so much for listening, and I hope you guys enjoyed. I hope you followed along. I hope it wasn't too hard. Hopefully it was interesting.
Hopefully you've seen the movies.
Oh my goodness, yes. I mean, that would be weird. But then again, if you want to watch movies like that just by people talking about them, go right ahead. You know, it's a free country. So, have a good one, mates and girls and boys and guys. Whoa. Definitely, you know.
And we have a song.
Really?
Okay, this is our first Christmas song, I think. That's the only one I know I can play, so I will. And it is
All
called...
right, yes.
It's called This Christmas Lovely Day. It's by Lulu and Mikeneko Homeless. She has a nice voice, and it's Japanese. But this is the Hercelot remix, who's also Japanese, but he said I could use whatever song I want from him, because he does great remixes, and I played it once, and one of his remixes, and Christmas, man!
Awesome. I'm ready for the Christmas vibe.
So this Christmas lovely day. Have a lovely day, everybody.
See ya.
One. 私は君といられた This year 一日も余らすことなく幸せでした。お互い毎日やろう八つ当たりも何度かあったね。そんな時にはセリーラップ大丈夫って次に言ってたし、今クリスマスを赤くしてんのは冷たい空気のせい、君のせい、コートのポケ気づり込まれたっていつの間にかはめられたペアリー。もうバイバイの時間帰らないでなんて言えない、困らせたくない、だけど今だけ私のことだけ考えて This Christmas every day。駅までの君送ってく道、雪が降ってゼロ距離で並んだ、つぶやいた言葉白く上がって、なんだか私たまらなくなるの。帰らないでクリスマスを赤くしてんのは冷たい空気のせい、君のせい、ホームから手を振る私気づり込まれたっていつの間にか君の腕の中揺れる電車の中驚く私の顔見て笑う君、初めから知ってたように明日は偶然のホリデー This Christmas every day。 クリスマスを赤くしてんのは冷たい空気のせい、君のせい、コートのポケ気づり込まれたっていつの間にかはめられたペアリー。もうバイバイの時間帰らないでなんて言えない、困らせたくない、だけど今だけ私のことだけ考えて This Christmas every day。